hell was that? Oh, I hit the record button again. Hopefully we're streaming. I think we're streaming. Oh boy. I don't know why I'm constantly tired. Probably because I don't eat nutritious food. That's kind of a problem. What the heck is my Twitter account? Oh. What is my Twitter account? Oh god. I have my password. Do I need phone? Yeah. Live soon with some RD2L Masters. Oh god, how did I hit the spacebar twice? Masters action. Black ice. I don't even know if the lobby's up. Esports versus Otters? Is that what it is? Yeah. Actually do like to. Anyway, let's tweet that out. I don't think we have a lobby yet. Why is there two Nebula? Apparently 2 people made lobbies for that. Oh. We're getting real doomer tonight. Oops. Should probably do this. I could maybe grab Sniper actually. I don't know if he's doing anything right now. He's playing DC Universe Online. What the hell? That's so Raven. Yeah, I should probably put Premier Division. Edit message. Should I stand for this? No, we still don't have a lobby yet. Whew. Yeah, it's posted to streams. Yeah, I still don't have a lobby yet. But I don't know. Deniska and Steel Borko apparently are the other 2 people. Deniska doesn't exist, and Steel Borko. I can get rid of that one whenever they. Denisko? Yeah, I don't know. These people on Black Ice Esports. Or 5 after. I feel like we'd have a lobby soon, unless I missed it. Did they change the font again? This looks weird. I don't know. Maybe I'm just now noticing it again. Is it actually what's happening? Yeah, it doesn't look like they're playing yet. La Liga. Where is this being played at? What? In Dota. Oh, this is dope. Is this a South American? I'm not sure what language this is. if anybody, oh, is this like donations? Yeah, donatados. Compare. Oh, yeah, no, it's Mexico. Interesting. That'd be fun to watch. Wonder if anybody cast those. That'd be fun. Looks like RD2L's playing tonight, too. I pinged him, I thought. Both of them are D&D though. Quantum. Because you make my earthquake. I don't know where this lobby's at. Am I like early? I thought it was 9 EST. Oh. Oh. It's 10 EST. It's literally 10 EST. I am so dumb. Oh my god. Whatever. We'll watch La Liga. Here, let me put up a little text bar. We don't want image 6. Let's add some text here. Waiting for masters. 10 EST. What is the easiest font to read, actually? I don't know. This is just some random league that I found, but I have nothing else to do for like an hour. Clearly because I have a lot going on in my life.
10 seconds.
Where's the best place to put this? Probably just like over here somewhere.
5 seconds remaining.
Should I do like a colon? I'm done. How do I edit this? I can't just double click it. I can't tell time. Okay. I will be right back while we're waiting on this draft though. We're just gonna chill out, watch some random Dota.
10 seconds. 5 seconds remaining.
1 second here. Gamer goes in the dishwasher.
Radiant team.
Oh, that looks beautiful. Alright.
10 seconds.
So I'm casting random Dota before the Black Ice Esports game
5 seconds.
versus Otters starts. I really need to get a mic stand. That would be incredibly nice. Maybe I should start a fundraiser goal, but that's not really my thing, so. It's not really my thing. Whoa, they picked Nyx down there. Damn. This is a league based out of Mexico, I believe.
Seconds remaining.
There is a lot of RD2L Masters
5 seconds.
going on tonight. Hold on one sec. There's a couple of other matches. If you look in, ladies. Lastly, the future of Doze Reborn is uncertain. Using the name Doze is already too controversial. We already use Seattle Supersonics as an in-game name tag.
Radiant team pick.
Ooh, AMB. I think he's live right now, but fuck yeah.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds.
I don't know if those goes professional or not. We'll see. Anyway, why do I have so many notifications? Holy crap. Anyway, Axe, Nyx Assassin, Spectre, Lich. The only weird pick I see right now is just the Nyx Assassin, and I guess you can pick it into the Jakiro, but like, why? Why would you want to do that? I guess Nyx Assassin isn't too bad into Void Spirit either, but it's not like you can follow up the Carapace with the stun, since the Aether Remnant is gonna... I mean, it's gonna stun you for long enough anyway so that you can't throw out the Spiked Earth? Is that what it's called? Or what's Carapace? What the heck is Nyx Assassin stun called? It's not Spiked Earth because that's Lions. Impale. And it's the same graphic. What about in an hour? I messed up the time. EST. Messed up the time. Don't leave, it's my fault. Don't leave. I gotta be able to find a co-caster in like an hour. What about Apex? Yo, you wanna co-cast Masters in an hour? I can't believe people still play PlanetSide 2. Ursa's kind of, what the fuck is this set? That is disgusting. That is the worst axe set I have ever seen. I like the Immortal, but like that's the Immortal that I feel like most people have. The rest of the set is just ew. Also Cyberpunk in like 6 days, by the way. Oh wait, when does it come out actually? Hold on. December 9th, and I think it unlocks on the 8th. Or maybe it's unlocks on the 9th. I can't remember which one. Odd Otters and Black Ice. Okay. Time to get warmed up, because I normally never warm up, and I actually need to do like vocal. There's supposedly like vocal stretches you can do to get your chords in line so that you can speak without hurting your voice. But I used to do them like way back in the day when I did theater, like way back in the day, but I never did choir, which is I think where you actually train those muscles. And because of that, my voice is awful. I should have done choir, honestly. Choir is dope. I don't really have a good singing voice, though, is the only issue. I can hit, like, 3 octaves, and that's about it. 3 separate notes. Not even octaves. 3 notes. And that's about it. Octaves would... I feel like 3 octaves would be good, right? Pretty sure 3 octaves is, like... 3 separate pairs or 3 separate 8 notes intervals. So that's actually pretty good. I can hit 3 separate notes. The 3-man stun from Copito. Oh my goodness, we're already starting well in this next assignment. Never mind. Okay, well, that was short-lived excitement for the next assassin. This is still just the ugliest axe thing I've ever seen. I think this is the pumpkin on top of that too, or is that just the immortal? Is that the pumpkin? Hold on. No, I think that's just the immortal. Maybe I could ping this league on Twitter and be like, hey, I'm casting your series. This is just the first time I've cast a random match that I found. But it's still fun. I'm not even sure like what MMR this is either, because the entire website was in Spanish. So couldn't tell you what this league is based about. It seemed like there was a money amount though. You could donate upwards of like $100. And apparently a couple people have. So who knows? Apparently a pretty active league, and it's in my time zone too, because it is Mexico. So not bad. Looks like we have Eater versus Tryhard. Anyway, Dryden and Charmander bottom versus Lopez and Jakiro Blood Q. I think this is probably Doom favored lane. I haven't seen too many Dooms go for like early Infernal Blade builds. What are the changes to this again? I wish it would have shown me like really old changes to this. I know it's like kind of outdated at this point. I think the base burn damage got nerfed as well as the max HP. And it's just like not nearly as good anymore. But honestly, the eggs is pretty legit. Oh, they did get rid of the eggs doing like oh, they got rid of that entirely. It used to just keep it right next to you. The duration would never go down as long as Doom was standing right next to the target. But I didn't realize that changed. Interesting. And Doom is actually putting one... I don't know if this is a value point or if he's going to put more into Scorched Earth after. I think the most popular build right now is maxing Devour and then getting like a couple levels in Scorched Earth and ignoring Infernal Blade. But I don't know. I'm always for putting a value point, at least in the Infernal Blade. Like, I can totally dig that, especially if you want to keep the aggressiveness up on this Spectre as well as Lich. Top lane, it looks like we might get another kill too. No, Copito a little bit late on the stun. There was a bit of a rotation over from Camus, but nothing rolling. Steppenwolf mid. I want to say I've casted this person before, but Steppenwolf is also an incredibly popular name, and that might have been an anime I was watching. Or maybe a game I was playing. Or a movie. I don't know. It's a very popular name. Versus Bobo. Should be... It looks like it's pretty heavily Death Prophet favored right now. Feels a little hard for Bobo to approach the lane. And did put a value point into Dissimulate. I'm not sure that's too worth it into a DP lane. Honestly, I thought it might be Max Aether Remnant first. Because, I mean, you look at the scaling of this, it's pull duration. Pull duration is actually kind of garbage, the scaling of it. 0.2 seconds per level. And even then, it's not even like, I mean, what is that? Basically 20% more per level and less so each time you level it. It's really just the cooldown plus the damage that scales decently. Only up to 230. I think maxing Resonant Pulse is always the right play from what I've seen. We do get the rune top, though. Copito is actually doing a nice job of rotating mid to guarantee the rune for Steppenwolf. And Bobo has to be careful here. Again, it's just constant Crypt Swarms for Steppenwolf, who's slightly ahead in terms of XP, too. We did have a couple of rotations from the supports, and now bot lane, they want to try and run at Blood Q on the Jakiro, but not quite able to pick up the kill. Lich doesn't have the cast range on the Frost Blast to finish that one off, and it wouldn't have killed anyway, but it maybe would have been a bit closer. Actually rotating back to the lane now, even as Void Spirit. You kind of have to, and Chloe might just give away the first kill for Tryhard here. Just getting run down. not going into the tier 2 tower range, very fortunately for Steppenwolf. Might be able to get the Aether Remnant, and yes he does. Bobo wants to try and continue this, but with the Spirit Siphon, you can't go too far. Look at the health just siphoning right back to Steppenwolf. Not too much you can do about that one. Until you get 6. I think Spirit Siphon still works through Dissimulate. Like, you're still going to get health as DP, even if Void Spirit is inside Dissimulate. So it's like, is this really worth the level? Oh, that's a big kill top. Nyx Assassin doing some work, and it probably didn't really need this hero. But whatever. If only Enrage took mana, and then I think Nyx would be somewhat useful this game, because Ursa has such low mana. You pop it on him once and he's completely out. I guess it's still useful, because you can at least get rid of Overpower cast that way, but it's only 40 mana for Overpower, up to 70 at level 4. So even then, I'm not too sure how useful this Nyx is this game. I honestly think they picked it because of the Jakiro. They picked it after the Jakiro, and they were like, you know what, we can stun the Jakiro by walking into like all of his AoE abilities, and it's like, yay. Like, the rest of these heroes, you don't really benefit from having a Nyx Assassin. Maybe into Void Spirit. Maybe I'm missing that, because Void Spirit, if he ults onto the Nyx Assassin, can just pop the Carapace, isn't going to be able to hit a stun. There's a silence there too, so again, Bubble can't get this kill even with the DD. Just back off from the Dissimulate, maybe look for a rune. No, he's going to go back into Copito. His Axe dies top for this. Does not have another ult charge, but it doesn't matter. Look at the range on that Resonant Pulse. Copito getting a little bit too close for comfort. I just have to keep an eye on the clock. Cool, I got Artorias. Apex, I don't know if he responded. I thought Friday nights was like a big night for Planet Side as well, if I remember correctly. My outfit always did like an event night on Friday night, so that might be a thing. Big stack up here for Camus. Probably can't chase too far. Chloe actually popping out the Ink's Fall in case Camus decides to chase. Doesn't want to follow that up too far. Ironwood Tree actually for X. Feels pretty good. I think you maybe get back to Nyx, though. I don't know if you can keep this. The strength is really nice in Axe, though. In fact, it might just give them a kill right now if they can get the dunk. Yes, they will. Camus, NBA Jam to get them up to 3 kills. As a team, Tryhard slightly drawing ahead about 1k. Nyx somehow has 0 last hits, 0 denies at this point. Might be able to assist a kill here, though. As Bobo gets silenced up, but they really just don't have the damage. I don't think Bobo can commit for this either. They do have the Spike Carapace on cooldown. Could not quite block with the illusions. Out comes the Inks, or the Stroke of Fate. Copito getting very low, looking for the Dissimulate. It hits. Connects all the way, and well, that's just a rough game for Copito. Should be lowest on net worth too. Actually, no, somehow Copito is ahead of Jakiro, Lich, and Grimstroke. I'm not even sure how. I guess it's the lack of deaths. He died 3 times? How is this possible? More support item spot, potentially? Another Axe deck, or another Ursa depth. Top, by the way. See, this is why we do warm-ups. I guarantee absolutely zero tongue twisters in the RD2L Masters series. Clearly, this is what we do warm-ups for. Drayden's just dead, I think. This is why you put the 1 value point. It works. This is why you do it, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this 1 value point, and it gets him a kill right there. He even could have popped the Scorched Earth too, but he doesn't need it. Doom up on Wapadez? Wapados? Wapadias? I think it's Wapadas. I would assume it's something like that. Ooh. I mean, that's why Kopido is not bottom of the net worth despite like the deaths plus like 0 last hits. He's actually doing a lot of work with these stuns. Is probably going to die here. No, the Aether Remnant missing from Bobo. Will lose his tower for that, but Kopido, I honestly don't think it's that bad of a game for him. He's making the mid rotate, and it gives Steppenwolf time to take the tier 1 tower. And it's been a while since I've seen a Death Prophet successfully be able to take that. Bobo wants to run back at the axe. They get the damage onto the Void Spirit, and now back into Michael. The dagger connects. Can he get the last hit, though? Maybe gets it to the creeps, but is able to pop a Fairy Fire. Drayden looking for like 2 more right clicks, I think, gonna try and turn this, but that's really only gonna end your life quicker. Top lane, Chloe trying to run back to the tier 1, but not happening. Right as the exorcism ends, a double kill for Steppenwolf. 2 deaths, I believe Lich died in the bot lane, something like that. Still got the Doom up on Wapadas. Who is their first target for this? Probably the Spectre. You did kill the Spectre once, but if you, he's actually just picked up the Blade Mail. That is not a bad timing. I wonder what average Blade Mail timing is actually. It's like such a good farming item. Especially on Spectre. Bottom lane, Camus is just playing around with Wapadas. It's gonna be really hard to kill this Doom, though. Is there a reason for... Is there a reason for leaving it at level 3? Yeah, you definitely put more points into Devour. That health regen is legit at level 4. And the scaling is insane, too. A 5 times buff at level 2. That's crazy. Double the gold at level 2. Yeah, that's actually legit. I think it's max Devour no matter what. The scaling is just incredible. I've been really dumb when I play Doom, and I feel like I have still been doing the old build of Infernal Blade maxing. But I haven't played Doom in a while, so... Let's get a big rotation down for Wapido, though. Maybe looking for the stun. No, Charmander's just going to set it up. This is 5 heroes bottom. They get the dunk, too, and now they might just look for the tier 1 offlane. They did give away their own tower at the expense of this push here. They do have to wait for a creep wave. And this is a very... I mean, kind of off the mark smoke. Kopido is doing a really good job of sitting on the high ground. Potentially going to pop it first. And I think he's actually seen this too. He actually pings out the Grimstruck Bobo running in, looking for an Aether Remnant. Not quite there. In fact, they don't even use the Exorcism to take this tower. Getting the Doom out on in the Spectre. Not going to get stunned up by the Jakiro. In fact, a nice Lich Ult coming out. Not getting too many bounces because of the Dissimilate jumping in his Bobo. There is a taunt from Camus onto the Void Spirit somehow. Getting focused down by Michael, but the silence coming in for Death Prophet. Steppenwolf doing so much damage with this Exorcism. They kill off the Nyx yet again. It's a killing spree for the Jakiro somehow. At this point, they give him the double call onto 2 Void Spirit as well as the Doom. They're able to bring down Ursa as well. Maybe chase down Bobo. The Spectre ult comes out, but he's so low on mana, he can't really chase down Bobo. Aether Remnant missing onto the Spectre. Chloe's gonna drop for a double kill. Steppenwolf on a mega kill streak. And there it is. I didn't think they would get it. Camus so close to dying. But you see just how much value they get out of this early Axe Plank. Who responded first? I got Apex and Artorias. Oh, Snow is streaming Soma. Oh, technically Artorias. I should change out of jeans. Technically, I don't have work clothes since I just work from home.
Middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Should change out of jeans.
Dire's
Go put on like some sweatpants. I'll repost my match notifications. I realized that I was incredibly dumb in not realizing that the match started at 10 EST. I just don't know why it's so late. They are just owning this Ursa with Axe, by the way. Tryhard's actually just kind of outplaying them all over the map right now.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It's like very heavy fighting Dota.
Structures are fortified.
Not something I'm too used to seeing in this patch. And I really like the way they're playing DP too on Steppenwolf. They're like getting aggressive with DP. You don't sit in lane and farm at this point in the game. You want to try and take a tier 2 as soon as possible so that you can take outpost and just really start to snowball. It's like a very small snowball right now. It's slowly building. And if they can take outposts, or both outposts at minute 20, it's only going to get worse for Etter. They're able to defend most of their towers too, only losing that offlane tier 1. Copidio is going to get spotted here because of the Sentry Plus ward. I'm not quite sure what the blueness is. There's like a weird blue hue over this whole area, and I'm not sure why. Is that like an effect or something? It's like tripping me out, actually. Copidio still getting spotted here. Ursa, like, no fear at all. Still just farming this. No big deal. They will go for a smoke. They have the Doom up, maybe looking for the double Doom. And Grimstroke has level 6 now. 17 minutes in this game. We still really haven't seen too many combos from them, too. A little surprised that they went for the Grimstroke, too, to be honest. It's another hero you don't see too often. At least picked up in, at least the leagues that I cast, plus like the pro matches that I watch, you don't see it picked up too often. Alright, now I'm really getting tripped out what this like weird blue effect is. It's the Sentry. It's this dumb like Sentry's doing it, it looks like. They will get a silence on top of Kramus. That's actually an Orchid on Bobo. Actually just skipping the Yules. Usually you see somebody go for that first, but Bobo making it happen. Getting rid of a 4x kill streak there. About almost 500 gold. Steppenwolf is going to look for this top tower. Does have the Exorcism if they want to try and finish this off, but really shouldn't even need it. Bobo might look for an initiation up here. Is going to take the tier 2. Blinking in, looking for the Doom. Wapadas gets it off. Charmander's here for a save. We do have a TP coming in. I believe that is Ursa. Scopido getting silenced up. Needs to pop Carapace, but not getting it off in time. And now Charmander going for a TP out. Is there a cancel? No. Aether Remnant not quite up, and he didn't have the Yules either. It was literally just the Ice Path on Jakira that could have done it. And now with the tier 2 gone, they might make a play to go for this outpost. We'll see. They've done a lot of the heavy lifting, and now it's just a matter of making a smoke play within like the next 30 seconds here. If they have the timing. It's going to be a little bit hard to do because of where Eater is positioned. But it looks like they might go for it. Bit of a group. They don't have the smokes, though. They could maybe just run uphill, but it's really good positioning from Eater. In their own jungle, sitting on the high ground. So it's kind of a team move here. You can leave Spectre farming back in the jungle. And they might just try and force a fight right now. They get the call onto the Void Spear. Is it enough? Yes, it is. Exorcism popped really early for this. They might just be able to take another tier 2. They don't have the Doom. They're able to use this ultimate, but it doesn't really do too much. We get a buyback from Void Spear doing a decent amount of damage to Death Prophet as well as the Nyx.
Both of them dropping. We get a call from Drayden jumping in as well. The damage from both of them enough to bring down the Ursa yet again. But now Drayden has made the ultimate risk and the ultimate payment. Sacrificed right there, 17 to 17, and they're gonna get team wiped. Charmander stunned up by the Ice Path. In a very weird position fight, they take down the Void Spirit, and it's a convenient buyback from Bobo. Right next to their towers, as soon as he TPs in, he can get right back into it. And it's hard to back out from that too. Like, even if you take the kill on the Void Spirit there, they kill off 2 cores. But they really gain nothing from it. In fact, losing gold in that engagement. I think Camus might go for the blink here. Does get it. Blade Mail popped. Looking for a dunk in time. Yes, it is. Ice Path not in time. And I think we're kind of just seeing... Yeah, Camus is just aggressive as all heck, not quite pulling Chloe. That really doesn't work on ranged heroes, trying to pull them back somewhere. I don't exactly move too far. Camus, now they might be able to get this. Does pop a Blade Mill into the Macro Power Ice Path. Can they get enough though? Looking for a dunk. They don't get the dunk off, but they do get the kill. Bobo thinking about initiating, but probably not going to happen either. Yeah, this Sentry cosmetic is so annoying. I don't know why it like leaves this giant blue hue on the map. It's so weird. I don't know if I'm the only one that sees that, if I'm just going crazy. But it's like pulsating. Maybe I'm going crazy. I don't know. Because you see it over here too. It's only from like this ward. And as soon as they bring the ward off my screen, the effect goes away. It is so strange. No, I can still see it there. Oops, I am messing around with my camera way too much. They get the call on to Chloe. They might look for the double doom here. Do they have it up? No, they go for it instead onto Steppenwolf. Just a bit of stuns. They bring down the support Nyx, and now going forward is Drayden. They made a lot of space for this DP, but Michael trying to run down the Lich. Instead, the root is there. Does get the last hit, but not going to survive for long. The dunk can't survive that. It's an instant kill. Doom popped on Steppenwolf, and they don't get too much out of it. Did pop the Exorcism, and luckily for Steppenwolf, have a lot of time left on this to take the tier 2. Not sure if it will quite last to take the entire tower, but they still should be able to take this. Not the Fortify, actually. Save their creeps with an offensive Fortify, and yeah, they can guarantee the tower.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Up to a 5k lead for Tryhard. Honestly, how this game looked early, I'm a little surprised it's this close. Eater's done a real good job. Like, great buybacks from the Void Spirit to keep them in it. Bobo, I think, is playing really well. Item build is kind of strange. I don't know why you go for an Orchid before Euls. A couple of missed opportunities there when you don't have the Euls early on. Like potential cancel TPs or just kill setups you might have had otherwise. They will take the outpost now, so you're looking at 30 minutes. And going in Bobo, this time he does have a silence. There is a net from Charmander, but is it going to be enough? Missing the Dissimilate. Charmander might actually be able to go away. Camus looking for the blink call, does get it off. There's not an Ice Path in time. A silence coming out from the Grimstroke, but back in is Charmander. They don't quite get the damage as the silence never came out from Steppenwolf, actually. I was kind of expecting that. The silence now back onto the Doom. He doesn't have the Doom, though, so it doesn't really do too much. Trying to get a stun away. Taunted up is Steppenwolf. Does he have anything to escape this? I'm not sure. Yes, he does. Bobo tried to jump back in to get the kill, but he's not quite able to pick it up. They bring down the Ursa, Void Spirit, and Jakiro. Instead, Wapita is getting netted up by Charmander and locks him down, dunks him in. Camus might just look for more. This man's out for blood, looking for Chloe. Gets the call. Does he have the damage, though? And if he gets a spin, yes, he does. a singular spin leads to a triple kill for Camus. And I'm not gonna say it's game, but it's looking like game. Especially when you have a Death Prophet lineup that's this far ahead early on. It was kind of close there for a second. But either way, Tryhard probably going to come out on top right now. Macropower actually used, but it's basically just in the creeps too. Yeah, okay, Kopido, that literally, like, this is why they picked it. They're like, oh, you can go stun up the Jakiro when he uses his Macropower. It's like, wow, I never thought, like, it stuns him for 2.4 seconds. It's not a bad stun. But you don't get continuous damage. It's only the first tick of damage that gets returned by spiked Carapace. If it was like Blade Mail, that would be legit. If only it had a passive effect where it like returned damage to all creeps that hit you as well. That would be legit. I don't think they can take Roche without Exorcism. You probably just wait 70 seconds and then look for the Roche. Actually popping a smoke. Eater thinks they're doing the Roche. Charmander's going to be up front here. Does pop the smoke, but they don't have vision on the heroes quite yet. Stun into Roshan, but there's nobody over here. Camus might look for the blink. Is getting away right now. There's a stun back into Wapadez. Trying to go high ground, but they don't want to chase this too much further. So they might just be able to chase the net coming out from Charmander. This seems like a free kill if they want it. The rest of the team had backed off, but now Camus running in, looking for the blink. Does get it onto Wapadez. Might drag him back to the Spectre ult coming through. Back onto the Jakiro. He goes. Drayden, a couple of right clicks. They get the dust. They get the kill. And with about 30 seconds left on the Exorcism, they can probably take this, especially with an Agnoms up on Steppenwolf. This is a dream Death Prophet game. 16k gold lead 2. They took both of the ranks mid. Probably going to back off bottom at least for now. Oh. Sorry, I had to stretch. I think they can maybe go into Roche though. Exorcism back up. They might just go for the push. Yeah, it's kind of just up to them. You maybe don't need the Aegis. It'd be nice to have on Steppenwolf, but DP is not the best Aegis carrier in the world. Maybe you could give it to Spectre instead, but it feels really hard to kill Spectre right now. Doesn't have the squatty cuts quite yet. Still an incredibly hard kill. We do get Bobo jumping in. That is locking him to an illusion. Gets the Doom canceled by a Lincoln Sphere. Steppenwolf identified exactly what he needed to do. At least Michael can bring down Lich, but the rest of his team not looking so healthy. Running down Wapadez is Kramus, but he's not quite getting the kill. Camus, sorry. Krampus. That's what I was thinking. Blinky not finding too much there, but they will bring down Ursa Jakiro. Rest of them had to retreat back into the fountain. GG easy, calls Gandalf the Grey. And yeah, immediately Bobo calls DG as well. Which is good timing because there's 15 minutes before the Masters game starts. Damn. Alright, I need something to play in the background. Hold on one sec. Because when I could sing. Instead of playing music, I could sing.
What's the temp outside? It's currently 37 degrees. How's it 37? It's so hot in here. I guess everybody's running their heater though. That would make a lot of sense. Oh. Ow. Alright, now I actually need to wake up. Is there anything I could do in 10 minutes now? Anyway, we'll just wait. Lobby should be up pretty soon. They start so late. Maybe they're actually West Coast. Might be wrong on that, but I think they might actually be West Coast. What are these achievements, Twitch? Alright, let's see who's actually streaming right now. RD2L Masters going.
But then Stormforce 5 tried to go
Probably
back
mute the
in
audio. Wait, who's actually in this game? Maximum Wage. Oh no, it's Storm 5 versus Hell Reasons. Zencoms is playing Super Smash Bros. Oh my god, Twitch, please stop giving me ads. XD. Anyway, I have so many background noises from my mic. I don't know why. That's probably another thing I should fix at some point too. Hmm. Ba, 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 ba. Ba. Should I get Dota Plus? Because he doesn't charge it. It's Clanker streaming. He's streaming WoW. Anyway. I should check for this lobby actually. Ain't nobody not. What could I put on for like music in the meantime? Royalty free Dota music. I wonder if that's a thing. What? I don't know like what this is. That's not bad. It's pretty trash though. Oh, of course.
Det är det enda ni gör på dagarna. Ni sitter i där ventril och spelar Dota.
Vi sitter här i väntan och spelar lite Dota. I hear you man.
We could just play this on
Vi
repeat.
sitter
Alright.
här i väntan och spelar lite Dota. I feel you man. Vi sitter här i väntan och spelar lite Dota och pushar på och smeker med motståndet vi leker. Vi sitter här i väntan och spelar lite Dota och springer runt och creepar och motståndet vi slipar. Let's get it on. Vi sitter här i väntan och spelar lite Dota och pushar på och smeker med motståndet vi leker. Vi sitter här i väntan och spelar lite Dota och springer runt och creepar och motståndet vi slipar. Vi sitter här i väntan och spelar lite Dota och pushar på och smeker med motståndet vi leker. Vi sitter här i väntan och spelar lite Dota och springer runt och creepar och motståndet vi slipar.
Have one on the house.
Vi sitter här i väntan och spelar lite Dota. I hear you man. Vi sitter här i väntan och spelar lite Dota. I feel you man. Vi sitter här i väntan och spelar lite Dota.
That's more like it.
Vi sitter här i väntan och spelar lite Dota.
Excellent choice.
Vi sitter här i väntan och spelar lite Dota och pushar på och smeker med motståndet vi leker. Vi sitter här i väntan och spelar lite Dota och springer runt och creepar och motståndet vi slipar.
Let's get Get it on.
Vi sitter här i väntan och spelar lite Dota och pushar på och smeker med motståndet vi leker. Vi sitter här i väntan och spelar lite Dota och springer runt och creepar och motståndet vi slipar. Vi sitter här i väntan och spelar lite Dota och pushar på och smeker med motståndet vi leker. Vi sitter här i väntan och spelar lite Dota och springer runt och creepar och motståndet vi slipar.
Don't worry. Be happy.
Alright, that's enough. I probably got copyrighted. What the fuck? It was just a mix. That's what was happening. I should favorite my own tweets. Oh, Nance is casting too. I haven't seen Nance cast at all.
Here and see what there is to see. Beastmaster leading the way. Naga number 2.
I would just solo cast. I spent like an hour looking for a co-caster, but I like destroyed my voice yesterday. Yeah, I probably shouldn't send him anything. He's focused. Is it Otter Scrim? Is it Otter Scrim? I don't know. I can't like message anybody else on this team. I wish you could like look at roles in a Discord and see who's a member of each role. That would be nice. Maybe there is. Mentions in from now. I just have to look for this. You know, if I can guess the password. Can we? No. Still can't get it. Urge versus Mobile House. I'm guessing that's the lobby. But we might just be like starting a little late or something. That could potentially be it. I can't guess the password. That's not it. No. Oops. So you got a bunch of junk. Yeah, that's the lobby. Oh, Sasquatch hit me up. What country are we doing today? What country are we doing today? Let's start with a F. Fiji. No, because it's just one of those countries that basically has a British flag because of imperialism. Bouvet Island. No, that's just like the Swedish flag. We need a dope looking flag. Angolia? Algeria. Algeria is fine. That's perfect. Oh, Marturius is getting made fun of immediately. I should probably repost my match notifications. Post and delete my old one. Officially this time. He'll jump in here at some point. I should probably add you.
Hello.
Yo, dude. Turn you like way up.
Is it that low?
Yes. I think that fixed it though. Oh, maybe you could set our flag to what is your picture of? What flag is that? Why is it Djibouti now?
Oh, I changed it to Djibouti. No, my picture's a coat of arms. It's not a flag.
Oh. Wait, what? Oh, it's a coat of arms. I thought you said coronavirus, and I was like, what?
Yeah, it's coat of arms.
Well, if only you could do coat of arms instead. Dang it. Anyway, go back to Djibouti. I've done Djibouti before, though. Alright, for $100, Arturius, where is Djibouti?
It's right above Oman, I think, in the Middle East.
No, it's in Africa. It's right above Ethiopia.
Right.
I knew it was in Africa, but I thought it was on the western coast of Africa, but it's actually on the eastern coast, off of the Gulf of Aden, near the Red Sea. Today I learned.
Well, I'm thinking of that's where Dubai is above Oman, right?
Wait, Dubai is in Israel, right? No, what the hell am I thinking of? Where is Dubai? It's not in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, Dubai is above Oman. It's in the Middle East. It's to the east of Saudi Arabia and United Arab.
Dubai. United Arab Emirates. That's where it is. How do I not know that? Jesus. American education. I wouldn't blame it, but you kind of have to. Oh, they still did the palm trees thing. Anyway, I'm already streaming, and we're waiting on them to start the game. It's telling me to kick some coach that doesn't exist on screen. Maybe we have to restart the lobby? I don't see him either. Anyway, Arturius, how's it going?
Not too bad. How about yourself?
It is going great. Sasquatch threatened to yeet you already, so. Okay, we're remaking the lobby. I think. Okay, there's a second lobby up with people in it. Okay. Are you in Masters? I can't remember if you were playing Masters or like Division 1 or something.
I'm playing Division 1, yeah.
And you somehow didn't have a match tonight, unlike everybody else that I asked. Not saying that you were at the bottom of that list. And anyway, I basically just PM'd like 3 different people at a time and got no's from 90%, so I didn't have to worry about it.
I'm not much of a caster, so I understand why I don't.
You'll be fine.
I just need somebody who's good at Dota to be smart.
There's quite a few people who would say I'm washed and not good at Dota.
How are you washed? Your career like hasn't even started.
399. Yeah, but I used to be ranked 399. Now I'm only ranked 600.
I mean, still, like that's pretty high, but you know, that's still like top 1%.
I mean, yeah, but you can't lose on Mar if you don't play ranked, right?
Well, it's true, but you are gonna get passed eventually because of inflation.
Yeah.
Because technically there is MMR inflation. I would assume so. We need MMR crunches.
399.
Dude, the fact that people are getting up to like 11k.
500.
Wait, what was their MMR at 399?
It was 6,500, and now I'm 6,900, and I'm a lower rank.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's insane. We need an MMR squish. Redo the system. The fact that people are like getting up to 11k now is just insane. Obviously, that's like the best of the best. But, I mean, still, you literally gained MMR but dropped spots.
Yeah.
You're supposed to win like 90% of your matches. It's probably because so many people have Smurfs too, but whatever. I think we are starting soon. Hold on, why does this person have 2 trophies? What?
They won 2 battle cups in a row, I think.
Oh, I didn't know they like stacked up. I thought it was just one for the last battle cup.
I think they stack up to like 5 or something.
Alright, anyway, Black Ice Esports coming off the series last night. It didn't actually, I think that went 1-1. Hold on, let me go look at the results. Because I'm pretty sure there's a results channel. Unless I'm missing it. Yes, there is. Match results. They went, no, they actually 2-0'd Portland Burnsiders last night. So, hot coming into this series. Let me make sure we're not missing any chat either. Otters, team of like RD2L veterans, basically. I think Black Ice Esports like slightly has an advantage in this matchup. Black Ice Esports, the sheet doesn't list their MMR, unfortunately. I wish I had that, but oh well.
I checked their Dota buffs. Their MMRs are pretty similar. I think Otters have probably about a 200 MMR lead on them. But MMR doesn't really matter once you get into these type of games.
MMR is just a number, of course. I think Steel Borko's their highest, 211 rank. Or that might be outdated though on Dota buff.
5 seconds remaining.
Anyway, these people are really good. That's all I know. Dark is somebody I've casted before in RD2L. And it looks like he's climbed a bit. So, should be an interesting match, honestly, hopefully. I think Black Ice Esports, I mean, like you said, MMR is not the biggest of deals. And especially these matches, too. It just comes down to how you play as a team as well. Unlike some of the lower divisions, of course, where you can kind of just get away with being better than everybody else. Black Ice Esports has a lot of history as a team, as well as Otters. So, interesting matchup for sure. And why are we banning out IO, Artorius?
Well, I'd expect to even see a mag ban as well. Just heroes like mag, IO, Omni, just anything to buff your carry is kind of what's being picked right now towards the end of this meta.
I guess we do get a patch in like 2 weeks, right? Isn't it mid-December?
Yeah,
so basically Christmas is when it's going to come out?
It's supposed to be around the 15th, I think is what people are saying, because that's when the tournament ends.
Wait, which tournament?
It's like Evil or something.
Oh, is that a European? Because that's really the only... I guess European and China are like the only 2 regions that are kind of the ones that matter right now.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah.
I mean, China just...
Oh, sorry, it's Epic League, not Evil League.
I haven't actually paid... I was watching a couple matches like a week ago, but I haven't really like tuned back in recently. Phoenix and then instant snapfire counter. Well, semi counter. Not like the greatest, but useful. I don't think that's too surprising.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, especially if it's already a comfort pick.
5 seconds.
I think you can first pick snapfire like anyway, right? Even run at mid too if you
Yeah.
want to flex it.
It can get played pretty much anything but pause 1 from what I've seen.
Pause 1 snapfire.
Not as much.
You'd
That
love
would be
to
a little bit bad.
You'd love to see it. It'd be interesting because you can scale the damage around. Oh god, the E. I think once is it the level 20 talent or the
that's a level
25
20.
talent? That's it uses your right click, and then of course you get the
I think it's the
multi-shot.
level 20 talent. Yeah.
Multi-shot might be the level 25. It can do damage in the late game, though. Obviously, it takes a little bit, but
10 seconds remaining. 5
Otters seem to be picking their off lane first with Slaughter Phoenix.
Yeah, a lot of teams with first pick will just pick a really strong off lane and then save their carry for later, since carry is a very important role in this meta.
I sometimes see carry being picked up like third pick. But yeah, in the first phase, you can maybe actually, in fact, Black Ice Esports go for it in the first phase. TB already. I guess it's fine into Slaughter, right? Because of high base armor.
Yeah, with second pick, it's a little bit better to pick your carry at 8, because then you get 3 bans to protect it, as well as a pick of your own.
It's definitely going to be hard to counter. Well, I mean, you already know the lane too, right? This is probably going to be into a Slaughter. Again, really high base armor, and I think the regen's pretty nice on Terrorblade as well. Just buy 2 ring of regens and you're fine. XD.
Yes, and then you yell at your 4 and tell them to give you tangos.
As a carry, I guess. What do you mean 4 or 5? I guess either one.
Yeah, you yell at your pause 4 and you say, give me tangos, because your pause 5's already given them to mid.
Oh god.
Radiant team ban.
By the way, Storm banned out. Probably just safe for the Slaughter. What do you ban out if you do pick Terrorblade at 8 in terms of counters? It looks like they went at least currently Spectre Zeus.
Spectre Zeus, and then I would either think about banning a Void or a Wyvern. Both they have synergy with
Void
Phoenix
already
Egg
gone.
and alright, yeah, Void's
So
gone.
probably
So
the
I'd probably
Wyvern
ban
then,
the
right?
Wyvern. Yeah, Wyvern or maybe Magnus, both just for the synergy with Phoenix.
Sure. I've seen a lot of Magnus bans, and I think you had mentioned this too. I've seen a lot of Magnus bans in the first phase, or at least the first 2 bans coming out.
10 seconds.
So I won't be too surprised.
Yeah, it's
if we
getting
saw
picked
that.
up a lot as a pause 5.
5 seconds remaining.
Oh, I need to take this image off this text off my screen. There we go. There we go. Perfect. So probably I could see them going Magnus then. I don't know if you do pick the Magnus here. It's kind of hard to lane it with Odd Honors lineup, right? Because like you already have the Slaughter picked. I guess you can go Magnus 4.
Well, you could flex it in between 5 and mid still.
Batrider Bandit, actually. I think the games I casted yesterday, Batrider was picked up every single match, and it was just really hard to deal with. Like, I'm honestly surprised we don't see Batriders more often, because the hero seems incredibly strong right now.
Yeah, you pick up like a 8 to 10 minute boots of travel, and you just run around the map and gank mid and win every single lane.
It's really hard to beat the hero in lane too. I don't think it's kind of like a Viper where it's just a lane dominator and it's hard to counter it in any way. I'm not really sure if there's a hero that can do it.
There's definitely heroes that can survive it, but really aggressive lanes Like if you had a Spectre and a Lich, it can, or even like a Bane or something that's just gonna screw with the Bat Rider, and then the carry has some sort of kill potential. It can screw with a Bat Rider's game if the other pos 4 isn't as much of a lane dominator. Like if you have these rotating heroes like Spirit or Tiny, they can't really help out with that Bat Rider as much.
Is this hero? Centaur picked up. I'm just so if you throw it mid though, I don't like. I was trying to think of mid laners that can counter Bat Rider, and like maybe if you want to run like Slark mid or something like that, something with the Purge potentially.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, there's not really too many. You can't even pick Invis heroes because they can just pick up Dust and run you down.
You could go with the old sit your 4 hero mid for the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, I guess you could stick your Phoenix mid.
Something they don't
Because
have.
you can always dive out.
Centaur Warrunner is a little bit of a weird pickup here too. Not like used to seeing that either, honestly.
I think it's for the Phoenix egg. They can either get their Snapfire to the egg and the rest of the team to the egg to kill it, or you can just simply ult and run out of it. That and also Centaur's a good way to disengage from Slargo.
Oh yeah. I think they could maybe go on the Spectre out of the pool. They probably don't want to pick their core here. Although you could maybe get away with Sven if you're Otters, since that's still in the pool. We'll go for the Undying just for like a hard counter into Centaur, and they also have 2 strength heroes up on Black Ice with Snapfire Centaur.
Yeah, I think this forces your Snapfire to go mid or 5. If you put them 4, then your offlane's kind of screwed already.
Also, like, now the Snapfire has to make a choice of whether to focus the egg or the tombstone. Probably you focus the egg every single time.
Yeah, I think you let your Terrorblade deal with the tombstone.
I mean, I guess with the right clicks plus the range to it, it'll be fine. But potential cores for Otters. Do you have any in mind? Do you think they just go at right before the ban phase here? It'll be 15, 16.
You could maybe pick up a Troll Warlord or something and just completely dumpster the offlane. Or they might go for something a bit more safe, like a Jug.
Wait, Juggernaut from Otters?
Yeah. The issue is a lot of the meta carries that are good against Terrorblade have been banned out, and the other ones that are decent against Terrorblade aren't really meta. So it's kind of difficult on what you're going to pick into that now.
10 seconds remaining.
What?
5 seconds.
Oh, okay, Pingu. I should turn on chat timeout. You're spamming the chat right now. Anyway. Dude, I get 1 pick right a game, and that's it. 1 pick right. Do you think this is like trying to outlate game a TB though? Because I don't think you really beat a TB with this man strictly. Like,
I think they can outlate game the TB's lineup right now because they have a little bit better team fight with the Phoenix and the Undying. But they can also just run you over at the same time with a Slardar ult and Sven.
I guess my biggest issue with them going late game is they do have a lot of ways to deal with the egg tombstone late game. I mean, as you said, TB can kind of just focus either one with the range he gets later on, as well as Snapfire, basically the entire game able to deal with it. But Sven kind of just becomes a monster once he gets eggs BKB picked up. So
I think what it's going to come down to is we're going to see with this pick on whether they want to end earlier or end late.
They just skipped the ban. Yeah. Oh shit!
They ran out of reserve time.
I didn't even realize that is actually really unfortunate.
Yeah, especially as first pick, because you can't pick another. You can't ban out another thing you want to counter.
Yeah. It's essentially like they have maybe an easier time countering this now for Black Ice Esports. Ember Spirit picked up. Probably gonna go mid. I believe I forget who their mid laner is, but I thought it was Dark.
I think it's logical.
Is it logical? For some reason, I thought he was their support. 4-5. I could look at the sheet again, but
I'm pretty sure logical is the mid laner. Jay is the off lane. Dark's
yes,
the
you're
safe
right.
lane.
Logical is the mid laner. All right. This is another hero that's completely disappeared outside of this patch. Yeah. So Dark on the Sven, 1 pause. Jay on Slardar, Silu on Phoenix, and Sasquatch on the Undying. At least right now, it looks like they're going to pair that with Sven. And then, yeah, mid lane logical on the Ember Spirit. And I believe... Wait, who's their pause 1 for Black Ice? Mirage or Ramjik? Ramjik on the Shadow Fiend. Mirage is going to be playing TB. Dato on your Centaur. Steel Borko on the Snapfire. And finally, Deniska on the pause for Vengeful, which I really like. Underrated Genius, which I really like. Terrorblade paired up with the Vengeful Spirit, just a lot of minus armor there, and they picked the Shadow Fiend on top of that. There's some good synergy. I just don't know if Shadow Fiend's like a fantastic hero in this patch.
I think it's there to keep the pace of the game for them to try to get into the late game with the Terrorblade. And it's a good counter to the Ember Spirit.
Is it?
In lane, you kind of can't lane. You either click him or you hit him with 3 raises, and he doesn't enjoy being in lane.
I mean, it's probably the same build for Shadow Fiend every time, but do you max shield as Ember Spirit, or do you go like the Chains Sleight of Fist build? You probably max shield to go farm jungle, right?
Yeah, so the shield would be farming, but I think he's gonna have to max chains because the shield's just gonna get deleted by the SF. I'm not really a mid player, so I might be wrong on that one, but we'll see.
I mean, Artorias, you're still like a 30 million times better mid player than I am, most likely. Like we could 1v1 each other 300,000 times, and you would probably win every single time. Maybe I would win once. It depends on the matchup.
I'm not so sure about that one. I've lost mid lanes to multiple lower MMR players.
How much lower?
I've lost to a Legend 3 before in the mid lane.
Okay, well, that Legend 3 was either smurfing or that's their main position. I'm just telling you, I'm an incredibly bad mid laner. The only way I
was playing Slark versus Viper.
Oh, yeah, see, like, that's the reason why. If I get an advantageous matchup, then I can maybe win. But... If we did, like, the SF versus SF matchup, which I don't even think is, like, the gold standard of 1v1s anymore, unfortunately.
30 seconds to battle.
I haven't actually seen a 1v1 in a while.
Void Spirit right now, right?
Is it Void Spirit? I haven't seen like pro 1v1s in a long time.
Last one I saw was Void Spirit. I don't know if they do them anymore, really. But
dude, we need like another DAC to do a 1v1. That 1v1 tournament was actually a lot of fun to watch when Sumail was in his prime, but we're kind of past that point now. Looks like we're actually gonna steal Sasquatch. Sasquatch could go back behind and take away the bounty rune to 3 heroes here. Underrated Genius rotating back over. Does have a stun, but I don't know how far they can really chase this. Sasquatch pretty tanky up in the Undying, and it was just an early rotation from Genius. Gonna TP back top. Is a different name. Underrated Genius is actually Deniska, I believe. Steel Borko is playing the Snapfire, but I'm just gonna say Genius because that's more clear to people. I think, if you can actually see the names. Anyway, bot lane, yeah, you were right. This is like 2 strength heroes into Undying. So it should be a decent lane for Dark, especially if he continues to get the double decays there. A lot of decay stacks up, and they might be able to turn this into a bit of damage on Dado. Probably not a kill, but still worth it. Mid lane, like you said, should be an SF favored matchup here since they did get the counter pick. I mean, do you think they would have banned it anyway if they're picking Ember Spirit, or is there like a better counter than the SF?
I don't know. You'd probably ban something different than the SF. I don't think that you'd really be expecting an SF in this situation, this patch, but it's kind of whatever the mid lane wants. Like, certain mid laners are better playing against certain counters than other matchups, so it would be up to Logical's discretion of what he wanted banned, I'd say.
I guess I will say Logical, since like everybody knows that Dog is Logical. Or at least the last time I casted, everyone did. Just like years ago at this point. I am totally missing first blood, and immediately, as soon as I leave mid, Romjek gets it on to Logical. I speak of the devil. And yeah, this is already looking like a very advantageous matchup, at least for Black Ice Esports. And I don't know, bottom lane will go well for them. I guess we're just kind of looking at top lane at this point. It's going to be really hard for Dado to really approach the Sven at all.
Yeah, Sven's sitting at the top of the net worth. Dying's a very good lane hero, but if he loses lane, he kind of falls off very hard.
Couple of stuns top lane. Mirage looks like he already popped the Metamorph to just get that early farm. One more bash maybe coming through from Jay, and they could get a kill onto the Venge. Gets it. Silo with the last hit after the dive through. And again, already mid. Logical super low. He did pick up a bottle in the meantime, so we can at least get some of his health back, but it's still kind of a struggle for him to get started. And yeah, I mean, if top lane's gonna go well for Otter, like, I think this game has a pretty good outlook for them. They're kind of like, they're probably the earlier power spike lineup, as Undying getting really low bottom, not gonna die, just barely. It does probably have to go all the way back.
He was trying to deny himself to creeps, but those creeps do no damage.
So Courier sitting back here too, and yeah, there he goes. We'll eventually get the deny. But yeah, I think Otter has like slightly earlier power spike. It takes a little bit for Terrorblade to get online, but of course once he does, he's pretty hard to deal with. Sven could maybe still make some things work. It might just come down to fight performance. As again, mid lane, Romjek is just going ham. Actually dropping the outplayed voice line right there. It's an incredibly strong lane for Romjek. And I think that might be... I don't know, is that a call from Logical to just like go into the jungle? I'm not really sure how you deal with this. It just seems like every time you go back, it's just going to get worse.
Well, he's picked up the infused raindrops now. I think he's just hoping to hit level 6 before he needs to leave it all. Because once he hits 6, he can kind of just throw a Remnant down, tank the 3 hits, farm the wave, and then teleport back to base and go farm the jungle for a bit. So I think it's just a matter of survival for the next level.
Are up to the 5-minute runes, and I think Sasquatch is going to bully out Steel Borko. Or at least we'll be able to pick up the one in the river. Meanwhile, Romjek rotating over to pick up the one on the high ground. He's taking that away, and I believe that will be 2-2. There's actually an early rotation from Romjek. Want to try and get a kill in the top lane, maybe on the J. In comes the stun from the Venge. Can they get the ult on top of that? It might just be the raises enough to do the damage. Not getting the last hit is Romjek, but you might even be happier with your TB. Mirage getting the last hit.
One good thing out of this, though, is Logical's getting free waves in the mid lane, so he's hit his 6 now, and he's a lot more survivable in this mid lane.
Is this a Yule's Shadowfiend game?
I think so. There's team already has enough magic damage, but I think he needs to go that magic damage build in order to carry the mid game for his team while Terrorblade comes online.
We'll be able to. Oh, that's actually a really nice rune for Logical too. Regen picked up. Dato's been kind of left alone in the bot lane. I think just going off to stack as Steel Borko for now. Maybe even going back to base. A bit hard to come by some gold early on for the Snapfire, but again, if we look at net worth just early on, of course, not surprised to see Romjek up here, but Dark also slightly ahead of the TB. It's about 200 gold. Not really too bad. Sven should be able to pick up level 6 here soon as well, but probably just going to keep jungling with it. Let's see if they've made any stacks. I don't think so. No. Be able to propel him, but yeah, TB really does not care about the Slaughter at all. Up to, I believe, yeah, 20 armor, 17 base armor on TB. Really does, you can't really do too much to that. Even once you get level 6 on Slaughter, it'll help slightly, but even still.
At the same time, though, Slardar's had a fairly free lane as well. He's keeping up with CS, which I think is good for Slardar. If he draws or wins his lane, then he can participate in the game. But if he loses
Another
the lane, the
rotation
game
from
kind of
Romjek, by the way, but he really can't get any kills without Euls, it feels like, when he tries to do these rotations. Obviously, I ate my words like 2 minutes ago when he rotates top to get a kill, but without a stun setup, it's kind of hard to get this kill. They might have to wait for like a Cookie or Dano to just walk up. Maybe look for Logical instead, who's TP'd down. He has a couple of spirits, though. Romjek's got to be careful if he wants to dive here. Logical just farming underneath the tower. Especially when they know Romjek is here as well. This becomes kind of hard. Just TP back mid, DD spawn bottom, and I think Romjek's going to spot that. Instantly be able to go pick that up. They've actually... Oh yeah, I guess I'm not even surprised TBs are doing this either. Like, even if you're winning the lane, you just go to the jungle at like 8 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, Sven's doing the same thing. He can still lane, but you may as well give the XP to one of your supports. If you can just farm the jungle just as fast.
He's got level 6 too. Looks like he's actually stacked the Ancients once. Take advantage of that later. Already popped the ultimate. I think there was an item delivered or something. This is kind of a weird rotation up to the top lane from Dark, though. Maybe looking at the tower instead? A lot of pings coming out from Genius as well. But still no real initiation there. Romjek has popped the DD. A couple of chains coming out from Logical. But really nothing to commit for. They will pop a sensor all top lane. They throw out the stun from Genius. Dato throwing out his own. There is the burst damage there. Double edge coming through. There's a stun coming from Dark. Can they get him in time? One more right click should do it unless he regens here. But look at all the teammates up here for Otter. They might get the bash into Dato. Dato can't chase too much farther. Dark's able to just walk away. Back into underrated Genius, who throws out another stun. Back in the trees. Is there a raise? Yes, there is. Romjek hits it basically blindly, I believe. They will be able to focus back into Steel Borko. Romjek hitting another raise this time onto Jay, but can't commit too much further. It's a 1-for-1, but clearly Black Ice on top of this right now. Going for the ult is Romjek. It connects on everyone, but there's really no follow-up. It was just a safety ult for underrated Genius to get back out. And I believe that's Logical trying to go for the Sleight of Fist combo with the chains there, but not finding anybody. Mirage still just farming up though, and especially when you find illusion runes on TB, you're pretty happy. He's even farming up the Radiant camps here. And still, I mean, it's looking good for Black Ice.
Yeah, Dire just keeps needs to keep making aggressive plays. They just need to give their Terrorblade this room. Sven's gonna come online faster than their Terrorblade, so the more that they can create a gap of their Terrorblade staying equal with the Sven, is the less time that Radiant have a chance to end before their Terrorblade comes online.
And it looks like this is Echo Saber first Fen as well. And I believe the build is like Echo Saber into Egg sometimes. Sometimes people go BKB. Kind of just depends. Probably BKB first this game. There's a lot of magic damage out from Black Eyes, especially if Romjack goes for that build too. They don't have a stun, unfortunately, for the Shadow Fiends. So they can't get this kill. Did drop a tombstone for it. Bottom lane might be looking back down in the logical, but he has the spirits away. That is back to the mid lane. Right click's coming in. Oh my god. Oh, there was a stun too. I didn't even see that. Did take the bottom tier 1 though. That's a decent play from Mirage as well. They take the bottom tier 1. Goes untouched, and it's 4 heroes mid for Otter to try and take mid tier 1. TP actually coming in from Dado, but he doesn't have a blink yet. Out comes the snap for ult pretty early. Sasquatch needs to just try and run away, but the raises are way too much. All the magic damage yet again, and Romjack's able to get the deny. Still working on this Yules, but Xylu needs to maybe go for a dive here. The cookie connecting despite the swap from Genius. I think he was trying to cancel the dive or something there.
It was a nice execution of getting their stuns off without stacking them that allowed them to get that kill.
Nice couple bit of plays, and they get the tower denied too. So, I mean, only a 1k gold lead for Black Ice, but it feels a bit better right now, especially since this early lead kind of leads into Sven has a harder time like taking advantage of that power spike that is going to come just a bit sooner. The Jay does spot Steel Borko over in the bottom jungle for Radiant and instantly gets clapped down by the bash from Jay. And doubling up the kills of Otter is Black Ice. And that's still just a lot of free farming for the TB. Mirage working on S and Y. Figured he might go for Manta first, honestly. Especially into a Slardar as well.
I think he's picking it up more for the status resistance. They have good wave clear, so they can clear his illusions.
Top lane, this is a swap back from Dark. Sorry for cutting you off. In fact, it looks like nothing's actually going to come of this. Maybe we get a kill the other way. Underrated Genius kind of just swapping to his death there twice. Steel Borko might just get gone on Xylu with the dive across, as well as Sasquatch, who's still level 5, by the way. They do eventually get the kill. Give it to Logical. A little bit of a way to come back. But yeah, SNY probably for the status res, and I guess you have a lot of armor. The only thing I was thinking of is just the vision is also really nice if you're trying to chase down a TB. But they really haven't made too many aggressive moves to try and kill Mirage yet. It's kind of just been a lot of counterattacks for Otter.
I think the reason why they're not doing that, they're kind of focusing objectives, because if you go shove into Mirage and he lives and he gets Metamorphosis off and his team shows up, it's now a 4v5 and a Terrorblade who has Metamorphosis up.
Yeah.
Your Sven's not going to be there, so I think that's why they're going for objectives and farm more than trying to shut down the Terrorblade, because it's pretty hard to shut out a Terrorblade. You have to control the whole map.
And they are pretty successful with that so far. At least taking out 2 of the towers still ahead in the tower game as well. Surprisingly, the bottom tier 1 still standing, but Sven did rotate to the jungle pretty early on. Looks like they're actually doing a bit of a move, Black Ice Esports, down into the bot lane. The scan will actually spot this out, though, from Otter. So unlikely to be successful. This wasn't really a smoke either. They kind of just walked over here. No vision, though, from Otter on that bottom jungle. And it is a Yule's up now in Romjack, looking for a blink after. So basically the complete magic damage build for the Shadow Fiend. Dado is kind of alone top. Jay could go for the blink stun here. Gets the bash, looking for one more. Is it going to be enough? They even use the egg. Can Dado pop the ult to get away from this? They don't have chains. Logical used it a bit early and not actually able to get this kill. He was slowed up by the ult from the center, dropping a tombstone mid as Sasquatch. Instead, they bring down the bench, but Romjack has to go for the TP away, but there's the bash after the blink from Jay. Instant TP from the Slardar into the mid lane. And Black Ice makes a bit of a misstep there. Could potentially be Roche if they want it, because Dark still has the ult up. And especially with the Slardar as well, this is incredibly quick for them. Look at that, Roche just melt.
Yeah, they're chucking that pretty fast.
No chance at all to react. I'm a little surprised they tried to take a fight there, Black Ice Esports, because it was right next to that tier 1 tower that was still standing. So it doesn't really matter, even if they're not trying to go for kills on Otter. Like, Slardr's just going to TP in and get a couple stuns at the same time.
Yeah, I think they wanted to go for an easy kill on the Undying. They were showing 3 top, but I don't think they knew that Dark was right there. And Dark came in with a stun and just kept his Undying alive enough for his team to show up.
Looking really strong now as Dark too. It is the BKB after Echo Saber. And if they can take this tier 2 before 20 minutes, I mean, that's a really strong timing for them, able to take the outpost as well. And get that little bit of XP boost. We are back into basically an even game at this point. Looking a bit more up for Otter as they've climbed back into making this an even game. There's a TP mid this time from Logical. Has to be a bit careful here because look at all the heroes around. Dado missing the stun. They go for the Snapfire ult as well. Logical has a lot of ways to get out of this, so they can't really commit. Did miss the combo there, but Snapfire ult on cooldown. Black Ice just has to back away. So they did take the tier 2 top, and now they're looking for a smoke. There isn't an eggs up yet on Dark. Again, he's instead going for that BKB, so it's a little bit hard for him to initiate, but maybe you run forward. This time with Sasquatch looking for some sort of jump here. There is a blink up on Dado, but Jay missing the blind stun there. Unfortunately for them, they will get a dive forward this time on to steal Borko, and I don't think he's going to be able to TP out. Will not get it. It's a big rotation from Otter running all the way across the map just to find 1 kill, but maybe this leads to a tier 1.
I think they kind of just wanted to find something there. They got their objective top, and they have Aegis, so you don't want to let the enemy freely farm around the map. You kind of want to make them scared. So they went for that play bottom. I think the only issue is that the smoke broke on the Undying, and the Slardar wasn't quite in range to stun yet.
Yeah, I was kind of like, why is he going for this blind stun in the trees? He might have just thought he saw somebody there.
They saw the Centaur, but he just guessed wrong of which way he walked.
Yeah, this will lead to a tier 1 though, so still like no big deal. You're pretty happy with the kill. It leads to objectives. Top lane going for the combo is Romjek. He can't get it off though. I think that was a bit of a mistiming. That's so hard to do onto Ember as well.
This Ember pick has been pretty vital. He's just been able to rotate around the map and defend towers, and the enemy doesn't have a method of actually stunning him. Like, he can dodge the Ven stun, he can very easily dodge Centaur stun, and the only other stun is Cookie, and that one's the easiest one to dodge, so...
And that's even despite, like, the 2 deaths early on, too. It's like the lane didn't matter at all for Logical.
Yeah, he just won a full farming build. He just max Sleight of Fist and then Flame Guard, and he just killed creeps.
Impressive performance so far. He's putting himself back into the driver's seat, Logical. And this is BKB up now as well on Dark. They might be looking for that mid tier 2. He's still got the Aegis, so they might continue to be aggressive here. So Romjek's actually been spotted bottom. He has a Yules as well as a TP going for the ultimate. Dodge for now from Logical, but there's the bash. The stun coming out. Pops the Yules on Slaughter, but it's not going to be enough. Again, the damage from Logical really starting to pump through. And despite 2 heroes being bottom, they really can't make a play on mid either. Dark's kind of alone right now, but now he's starting to get a couple of teammates behind him.
There's a BKB completed on a Terrorblade now too.
I
think
love
they realized
this, like,
that this Sven's come online.
This illusion cutting of the wave too. Mirage just max micro rate here to keep the tower alive for a bit longer, maybe so they can get Shadow Fiend back for this fight. We'll be able to find Mirage in the jungle. They know that's the real one too. I think it was microing a bit there, so he didn't really realize it as he pulls another creep wave back. Didn't quite go back for that illusion. There's a swap this time on a Dado, I think. Or no, he actually... Yeah, no, he did pop one. That was a little shame. Still saves him though. Dado pretty tanky. Will pop out the tombstone. Nobody can quite hit this yet, but they can bring this down incredibly quickly. They jump in, looking for the BKB as Romjack not popping the ult quite yet. The egg on the high ground, going for the hits. His TP isn't going to be enough. Yes, it is. Steel Borko can focus it down as well. The Phoenix gone. They bring down once. Dark as well. Maybe going for an ult on top of that. No, he's actually already used the Shadow Fiend ult. Dark going for the BKB TP away. Is there a swap? No, there's not. On cooldown, he used all of the charges just to get that far in that fight, and it's kind of, I think, still coming out on top slightly is Black Ice, despite the buyback. It is one death on the Sven as well, who used a BKB.
Yeah, they had 4 10-second BKBs on that in that fight, 2 for each team.
Logical does tank up the stun this time, but again, this is such a hard kill to get. Really can't keep them locked down for too long. Jumping in, Silu, they would have
need to be a little bit careful. Meta's
here.
ended.
In comes the Centaur ult to disengage. They get the change back onto Mirage, and now they can focus down Dado instead. The Sunray coming through more than enough. This Dark gets slow with the Echo Saber. And yeah, now I would say that fight was pretty advantageous for Otter. Kind of forced them just run right back into it. Now they can find another one. Genius caught out in the jungle. Right next to that ancient camp, the bashes from Jay get the last hit there. More supports dying in 13-8. It's kind of been a quiet game when it comes to kills. 22 minutes in, we only have 21.
It's a pretty sneaky ward by Sasquatch that caught him out. It's not a typical ward spot there.
No, it's not, but it actually gives you a lot of okay vision. Like, very populated slots usually. It really doesn't. I mean, there did used to be like the extra cliff over here, so I guess it's kind of like similar to how that ward used to work, except obviously you don't get like vision over the lane. But most people aren't going to deward this ever.
Yeah, it's a very good Terrorblade ward because he's going to be sending illusions through this area a lot.
They just jump forward onto TB. I don't know if they have the damage though. A little bit too far.
I think they're just hoping to pop a BKB charge on him there.
Logical really wants to bring down this illusion too. He is very tired of this TB illusion. Trying to bring down his courier. Logical just microing the courier instead. This is basically a cat and mouse game. They're not even focused on that bottom tier 1. A couple of creeps hitting into it, but really not too much damage. Chip damage. Still unhealable though. Maybe look for Mirage mid. He is kind of far out forward right now. But again, with that BKB up, still pretty hard to kill. Looking for a Scotty after all this. And now he's just sitting in the mid lane. I think they can find the real one too. Logical spots him. They know that that's the real one. The stun coming through. He pops the BKB, pops the Metamorph. In comes Underrated Genius with the stun. Maybe looking for a swap as well. A lot of damage coming out from the Snapfire. They do get the right clicks coming from Mirage to get the kill onto Slardar. And they will find one more onto Sasquatch. Backside too. Completely alone was Romjack. He tried to go on 3 heroes, I think. That was the rest of the team was more focused on the other heroes.
He tried to blink Yules and all, but he didn't press BKB and got stunned up and just killed.
Unfortunate there for Romjack. And still, I think it's a win for Black Ice Esports, though. As long as you keep TB alive at this point, I think you're pretty happy. Even getting
I think it's also fine for the Radiant. They only lost 2. They lost their 5 in their offlane, but they popped meta and BKB. As soon as that's over, they can go take the bottom 2 or 3 and then secure Roche. Roche could spawn in potentially 15 seconds.
Yeah, and with how fast they take it. No, Roche will respawn in 15. So yeah, they might actually be able to spawn this.
They will.
I always get the timing wrong. Like, it's 5 minutes after. Why are they sending 3 couriers? What?
Gotta make sure.
If one courier spots it, you gotta double check with the second one, I guess.
Sven's picked up his Ags now. They're probably just gonna wait for God's Strength. Actually, they might take it without God's Strength. They know there's no meta.
Dude, I don't even think you need it. I'll see how quickly they take this. Obviously, it's going to be a bit slower. They did have God Strength the first time, but should be able to push this back. I think they know this is happening. Potentially know that this is happening, and that actually helps him a bit more with the Venge armor there. And maybe a blink in from Romjek. They will run out with the Slardar. Has to be a little bit careful here if you're Romjek. They will look for Underrated Genius instead and just take the free kill on the support. I don't think there's any way you get out of this. Yep. Can't really push the tier 2 bottom, but it might just lead to a tier 3. Do have a creep wave coming up very soon. At least you can take bottom. Logical is one that can rotate down here, of course. Just drops an illusion, or it drops a Ember or alt charge. Come back top lane. And they actually won't lose the tower. It's within deny range too, but he probably doesn't want to deny that right now, just so they can save the outpost. Isn't it 3 heroes right now, Logical? Man, potentially mid is where they push Otter. I don't think you really... It's a little hard to push bottom right now since you don't have the creep wave. They will look for Logical, who has a BKB, but he's completely surrounded right now. He spots out Dado, knows that he's kind of surrounded. Blink and stun misses from Dado as well as the cookie. Now they just need to back off. Logical just making space with the chains as the rest of the team is rotating down. Maybe you try and force out a BKB Metamorph here. From Mirage, in comes the rest of the team. They pop the egg, they pop the Centaur up, but the chains locking in the Centaur. Is this going to be enough damage for the Centaur? Going for the TP away. There's a bash up, and he gets it off on Mirage after the BKB, popping the Metamorph. Can he turn this and maybe get a kill? I think he's dead no matter what. The BKB on cooldown. Centaur's drop. No teammates are coming to help. Mirage is completely alone. Pops the ult onto Logical, turning it back onto Jay with some right clicks, but finally, Dark has rotated down. I think it was just farming the jungle in the meantime. They eventually get the kill on Mirage, and that is devastating for Black Eyes. That is everything used on the TB, the Metamorph, the BKB.
Yeah, they still have God Strength. I think this is just a free set of racks. They have God Strength up now, and there's no meta or BKBs
Free
to be
or
able to defend
3?
it. Free.
Okay. I was like, dude, I was thinking maybe they could take Megas from this. Like, it's kind of hard to stop them without Metamorph. But you still have Shadow King.
It's actually more building damage. Yeah, it's actually more building damage to take Megas than it is to take Throne. So I don't think they're going to be able to take Megas out of it. Yeah.
Interesting. Actually never did that math before. We'll go up into the tier 3 though. TB, of course, not going to use a buyback here. And Romjack just kind of has to look at it awkwardly. Dark with the Aegis up as well as BKB. God Strength used here. We'll back off after that tier 3 take and get healed up by the Sunray. In comes the ult from the Snapfire just to clear off the creep wave. So they are able to get rid of that, but mid lane's also giving them a way in. Stark can still continue going into the push. Jay jumps in, going with the stun all the way. Look at Dark go really close to the fountain, actually, as he does lose the Aegis. Romjack getting a nice ult off. That's actually Phoenix Egg popped as well. And now they just need to get Dark out. He doesn't have the ult anymore. Looking back into the Venge, they get it. Mirage popping BKB. He has a Slardar ult on top of him as well, but they're just pushing them back. Data with a nice 2-man stun on the backside, getting healed as Silu. He's able to dive away. A lot of chains coming from Logical as well, just to keep the TB locked down. Dado may be looking for another stun. Logical comes through with the BKB. Underrated Genius pop the buyback here to try and make something happen. He does have a swap charge up again. Dado with a nice stun, but Jay not hitting by that stun actually. Dado just missed the Slardar on that, so Jay can follow it up. They're trying to heal up the second tombstone, and now back into Raj maybe. Jay is dropping super low from the illusion. In comes the stun from Dark, but without the ult, he can't really focus him down anymore. They do get the kill onto the Venge with Logical. Buyback being popped by Jay, seeming like they want to try and end the game right now, but back into Logical. He can't bring him down on top of Dado with the stun. Dark is gonna get focused down as well. The Metamorph is back off cooldown in the middle of this fight, and now Logical doesn't really have anywhere to go. He's really low on health, trying to get away, but it's not gonna happen. The Yule's coming through from Romjack all the way outside the base. Black Ice taking a crucial fight win.
It was actually a full 5-man wipe there. The Slardar had to buy back.
Oh yeah, it was actually. I figured, like, he buys back, but he really doesn't have a way to get there. But I mean, Metamorph should be up for them to take this tier 2. I mean, it's basically one hit anyway. Let's see. Should be one hit. Okay, maybe 2. Potentially 3. Does allow them to take over the outpost there, though, if they want it. Dado doing a really nice job in that fight as well. And now Romjek mid, looking for the ultimate, gets it on the Phoenix. Does he have the raises? One more, pops the Yules on himself. This does set up the raises for Romjek, but he can heal himself slightly. Romjek using the ult, not quite getting the kill there. Silu's actually pretty tanky, to 2k health right now.
Yeah, Phoenix has a lot of strength and health gain, but he doesn't have a lot of armor. So he's very resistant against magic damage.
Do you think that, I guess, God Strength back up, do they just go for another push again, or do they go, I guess, wait for Roche spawn? In fact, they're just smoking right now, but...
Yeah, I think they definitely need to pick off before they go high ground again.
We'll try and find it. They are quite far outside the base. We'll maybe find Underrated Genius, which they do, and even Steel Borko is way outside right now. Yule's popped up from Silu, and that is another support gone. No buybacks on either of them either, but the respawn times are so low it might not end up mattering. Mid lane should be the target. Don't have to worry about SF ult for another 30 seconds. As well as Metamorph coming back off cooldown. With the Scotty up on the TB. So, still not looking terrible for Black Eyes if they want to try and take this, but for sure they have to wait another 20 seconds until their supports can come back up. Are going to pop an offensive fortify.
The last high ground push, the SF actually had a enchanted quiver, so he was able to poke the Sven, but now he's holding a craggy cloak, so he isn't able to pick the Sven off the high ground as easily.
Yeah, is Dado blinking in. They can get vision on top of Dark, not using the BKB quite yet, but might go back into Romjek. No, he just goes for the Venge instead. Mirage trying to focus down the egg. They do get the egg just barely. Was about to pop, and now Jay has to try and run away with this BKB, but he's still slowed up by Mirage. Bottom lane, they get stunned up on Dark. Dado doing really great work. Logical is going to be the lone survivor of this fight. Not too surprising there, but a lot spent just to take a tier 3 tower. They don't get racks this time. And yeah, I mean, it's looking better for Black Eyes, right?
Yeah, they don't have much to fight into this Scotty BKB Metamorphosis Terrorblade. The only thing that they can really do is hope that Starter bashes him enough.
He is down to the 5-second BKB as well. So yeah, it's kind of just Slaughter has to try and stick on top of him, but even that's kind of hard to do. Slaughter as well down. He's got an 8-second BKB on Slaughter. Mid tier 2 gone. Do they go for the high ground here? Doesn't look like it. Maybe get Roche, but it's going to respawn in 2 minutes. Do wait and see what they want to try and do. Romjek's sitting over in the tree. Sasquatch has a tombstone if he wants to use it, just getting a couple strength steals out. Jumping forward is Silu. He has a bit of extra range from that dive. So the rest of the team just backing. They will find a courier inside the Roche pit. And oh! Just barely microing into Steel Borko. Alright, on to the top of the cliff there where you can't actually hit it, but it still does give them vision on this Roche. But about 50 seconds till this respawns. Sasquatch is immediately going to get dewarded. Very common ward spot there. Romjek jumping forward with the Shivas. This Jay doesn't want to commit too heavy. We're back to a 2k gold lead. Honestly, this is kind of what I was expecting out of this series. Eventually, they find that courier. kind of what I was expecting out of this series, being these teams are pretty close relatively when it comes to MMR. You know, we're sitting at 35 minutes, and it's still not really clear who's going to take the game at this point. They do get a stun onto Jay. Metamorph pop. They are able to bring him down, I believe, with the right clicks. Yes, they do. Tombstone on the high ground as well. Almost for sure dead. And not a bad fight there. Logical's actually picked up a Skull Basher, surprisingly, for Ember. I don't think that's an item you pick up too often on Ember, right?
Not usually, especially since he's kind of gone this magic build with the Radiance.
We'll just run into the Roche Pit to try and make space. Stun missing, Cookie missing. They do get some hits onto Sasquatch. Do they have some vision? I believe they do. Yes, they do. Just run right back out into the high ground. Do have a bit of vision on this Sentry pop. They will go for the buyback. Slardar still down for another 10 seconds, so they got to be careful how they want to try and take this Roshan. Can they even get vision on it? Dark, if he can stun in, that would be ideal. Blink in, Ramek going for the ult, does get it this time on the Phoenix. The races connect. They get the Aegis on top of Dark as well as the Roshan kill. Essentially snatched their majority of the damage done by Black Ice, but they still got the kill on Radiant. But Otter, after the fight, Logic's is going to get caught in the pit. The swab's coming through from Dark. He's already popped the Aegis, does go for the BKB. He's used his ult before the Aegis, though, so he really doesn't have too much damage after this. Able to bring down the support. Mirage in the middle of this without a Metamorph is also struggling for damage, but with Dado coming in with the stuns, ultra kill for Romjek. All over the fight on the SF, really starting to pay off now. Surprisingly, 11-3 and 13 on the Shadow Feed. And it really opens up the game for Black Ice.
There's no buybacks on the Radiant. Before that fight, the only one with buyback was the Sven, and he ended up buying out an MKB.
And I think Refresher... Where did Refresher go? Or was there not a Refresher shard in this? There was just...
I think it was just Aegis Cheese.
It was... Wait, wasn't that the third Roche? I thought that was the third Roche, right? Unless somebody already used the Refresher.
Yeah, I guess it was Aegis Cheese. Yeah, somebody must have used the Refresher. There's no Ags on anyone.
Oh, it might have just been TB. Yeah, they just want to end it. Sasquatch is going to go all GG. You know, I mean, even with Fortify, probably would have been over. But that's how quickly TB games can end. Just got to get a couple of items and then go for the push. They take the fight win, and really, yeah, they had nothing to deal with the TB. Black Ice Esports staying undefeated, 3-0, and Odd Otters. I mean, it looks really good for most of the game for them. And I don't know if it really comes to a draft or it's just execution in that game. It kind of felt like it was just execution, really.
Yeah, I think Sven hit his timing. They took some good fights. Then they tried to go high ground, and they just didn't successfully take high ground as cleanly as they liked. And then TB hit his power spike and came online and was just able to turn the game around.
Well, I mean, it's great performances all around. Mirage on the TB up to 11-1 and 10, and Romjek 11-3 and 13. Really fantastic mid performance from Romjek. Logical kind of rebounded from it, but quite enough. As we do wait for the game 2 lobby, we shall see. Why is there like 400 E-Pulse lobbies? Is that like a...
I don't know. There's always like 100 mutation lobbies too.
Dude, they're all full. What the hell?
There's probably like some South American E-Pulse tournament going on at this time. Or I guess it might be European E-Pulse
It's like the only region I haven't watched recently at all. I only get to see like South American Dota during TI basically, or the majors.
Yeah, they normally have a couple good teams come in, and then they kind of like disperse, and you don't really hear about them.
Yeah.
And they don't really perform too well, and then TI comes around, and they magically have like another good team. It's like, well, where'd they come from?
Yeah, and it's just like 2 of the players that were on the previous team that was good, and it's like, okay, well that kind of makes sense, and then they're gone within the next season. I don't know. It's probably just stability is the hardest thing to come by.
Yeah.
I need to grab some water.
Yeah, I find friends stacks stick around longer, but it's difficult to find personalities that mix with each other well at high level games.
All right. We could keep doing. Where's my phone at? Actually, we could keep doing geography quizzes, Arterius, if you want.
Sure. I haven't done geography since grade 9.
Grade 9. You didn't do it like at any other point in high school?
No, I took history, so I guess I kind of know geography from that. But
It goes hand in hand.
I took history at university, didn't like it, so now I'm doing firefighting.
Dude, same. It was just like paper writing the entire time. Or at least for me,
Constantly.
anyway.
Yeah, it was just constant essays. And my teachers, you always had to look up if your teacher had written a paper on the same topic, because if you didn't have the same opinion as them, you're wrong.
Oh god, dude. At least I didn't have to deal with that, like, because that's actually shitty, but...
That was my English Civil War teacher. It was like, oh, well, not English Civil War, just like British Isles history teacher in general, but Civil War, he was like heated in his argument in between the Roundheads and everything. It was like, oh my god, man, this shouldn't be opinionated. You're not even English.
Yeah. It's weird because, like, I took my Western history courses and, like, wrote papers basically every single week for them. But then I took a Chinese history class and I wrote 2 essays the entire semester. So, like, I guess it's just a difference in, like, teaching style, basically. I actually really liked my Chinese history class. It was interesting. But it was mostly because I didn't have to write 1,000 essays.
Yeah, I was looking forward to the second year I was going to take Celtic history, but I ended up not going back for a second year, so
Aww.
I didn't get to take the one class I wanted to. Although the War and Society one was cool. It was all about like how civilian society functions during wartime. It was pretty interesting.
Oh, was a class called War and Society?
Yeah.
Would be interesting. Is that just like modern history? Or the
Yeah, it talked a lot about like World War I, World War II, about like
That's what I
countries and not the actual war.
Like,
it's like most history classes you show up and people are just like, I want to learn about the war, and this one's like, we're gonna learn about everything but the war.
yeah, because you're taught about the war in high school and it's just like it's talked about so much. Like World War I, not as much, of course, but I don't know. There's so much other interesting stuff.
Well,
like I also did a Russian Russian politics class that was like really insightful.
I never really got into politics too much. I couldn't wrap my head around it.
It's basically just history.
Although, yeah.
I mean, it's history with extra steps, I guess. But anyway, you were saying.
I was just saying, in Canada, we learned a lot about World War I history, mainly because we had more participation in that than World War II for the most part.
Oh, dude, I didn't know you were from Canada.
Yes, I'm a Leaf.
There's a couple of other players in RD2L from Canada, I thought. Maybe Logical was, but I could be wrong.
I know Ultra Gunner is. I think actually Jay might be. I'm not sure. Because back when I played RD2L with him, I think he was the other player that when we won the league and we each won like $15 each. When Pike went to go send us the PayPal money, and you'd go to send it to us, he's like, "Oh, there's a service charge because you guys live in Canada."
That actually sucks so much.
It was like $1. It didn't matter. I mean, the $15 didn't matter anyways.
I mean, still, it's nice. You can go like buy a burger at McDonald's or something. instead
Not
of
for
ordering from the
$1.
dollar menu. Instead of ordering from the dollar menu, you can like get a double quarter pounder. That $1.
Well, how'd you go to McDonald's though? When you go to like Wendy's or A&W?
So the problem A&W I haven't had in a while. Wendy's has really gone downhill in the last couple of years. I feel like
I haven't gone to Wendy's in a while.
it
but
literally
it
tastes
used to
like
be good.
sawdust. Their fries are still really good, but I'm not as big a fan as their meat anymore. McDonald's has really improved their meat.
I always just like A&W because their meat's always the best.
I should go to A&W
At least
some point.
my preference. Dude, the Uncle Burger is amazing.
I will keep it in mind. The best like fast food burger place is definitely like it's either Whataburger. No, it's actually probably Whataburger because I'm not as big a fan as Five Guys either. But
I don't have a Five Guys near me.
yeah, Whataburger is only in the South, I think. Like southern United States.
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely don't have it in Canada, so.
What's the temp there right now?
The other day it was -10. We were outside destroying cars. It was great. Oh, right now it's +4. Oh wait, you're.
Wait, is
I'm
this
saying
okay? Is
Celsius.
this
This is Celsius. So
okay? Okay, I was like, damn, that's cold, but I
4
realized
degrees. Yeah,
it's
4 degrees.
-10
would
is
be-
probably like 20 Fahrenheit, something like that.
I think it's more like 18 or 16. Because I think it's about 2 Fahrenheit per 1 Celsius.
Oh, true. I
But
usually just go
you
by
guys start
freezing
at
time.
32.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys start at 32. We start at 0. You and your weird salt water.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It can be 100 degrees here and we're fine though. That's superior.
True.
Nah, it's like I'm in Chicago and it's somehow 40 degrees still, even though we're in December. It's probably gonna be 60 degrees on Christmas Day because cold weather doesn't exist anymore. Wait,
I
how
don't
is 17-degree weather destroying cars? Like that's not even that cold.
I mean, it's below freezing and we're wearing like
Sure.
rubber
but,
gloves.
Like, I feel like you should be used to that, right? Because like most of the Midwest,
Yeah,
like,
but
it doesn't really matter when it
we're
gets that cold.
outside for like 4 hours
Oh, true.
with like hydraulic presses and shit.
Oh,
and it's
you were
this big
destroying
open
cars.
field,
Okay.
like there's no wind.
I thought you had said
Yeah,
like,
we
the
were like
weather
using
was
the jaws of
destroying
life and
cars.
shit. Oh no, we were destroying cars out in that weather.
Okay, yeah, that actually sucks if you have to sit out there for a long time. It's all about the layers. Anyway, we have Lena Aya, which I think was different than last game. I don't know if they banned Lena.
I think it's the same bands as last time. Techies, Pog.
Is it? I think Dark
Got the
plays
good old
this.
Magnus Techies. Though.
That is. It's not as good as it used to be, but oh god. I mean,
Alright,
you
I'm
might
gonna
as
go
well.
get some chips for this Techies game because it's gonna last 2 hours.
We'll see. Probably.
Nah, I'm not gonna do that.
Go make some popcorn. They forgot to mark the win, so it is actually. 1 second. It's 1-0.
Oh, it's the bane of your existence. Teams never mark the win, or
Yeah,
if they do,
I
they
know.
mark it wrong on your
No,
stream.
because usually what happens is I swear people complain about, oh, we don't want to manually do like the sides and the first picks, so they just do the coin toss and then they forget to update like the little tick.
Yeah, and then they swap sides.
Or they just don't do it. It looks like they didn't set up the lobby right, but no matter. I'm used to it by now. I literally just leave the text thing like in my OBS scene so that I can just turn it on. I always
You
forget.
should get like some word art text to put at the top of your screen
That's too flashy.
Like
It can't be
from
distracting. Right?
Microsoft Word. True.
That would be a throwback, though. Wonder if those are copyright, whatever it would be.
Can fonts actually be copyright? I guess they can.
Yeah.
Like companies can do it. I don't know if
I think
Microsoft
so.
Word would bother to copyright it though.
It's retro at this point. It's going to be popular in like a year or two. I don't think you're too afraid of techies, honestly, if you're Black Ice. Like, I've never really been afraid of people picking it. It's mostly just annoying.
I think if you have like an actual techies player, it can be a threat. Or if you have something to make techies good, like a Magnus or a Tiny or something that can just
How does
forcibly
Magnus make
reposition
techies
someone.
good, though? Like,
I mean, you RP someone and then just skewer them into 10 mines and just instantly
the
blow
alt mines. Yeah, it's not as good in the lane anymore, though, with the way the Q mines or whatever.
Yeah, I'm assuming this is a Magnus 5 and a Techies 4. Or maybe a Magnus mid.
No, dude, you go for the techies Magnus off lane. Screw it. You just gotta position them correctly, all the mines, and you get like a stasis trap.
You need like a Centaur or a Mars to go with the techies. Oh wait, Jay's most played hero is Pudge.
Oh god.
It'll be a techies Pudge lane. It's coming.
Oh god. Who's even the core? It's probably Pudge, I would assume. You probably go Pudge 3.
Well, Jay's the positive. Yeah.
Want to see a techies farming. I remember like a couple people have done techies mid, and it's like legit if you can somehow win the lane, but it's impossible with the right click.
Yeah. I actually like this. You pick the techies, and in order to stop the enemy from countering it with a free BKB hero, they ban the Lifestealer, and then they pick the Juggernaut, which is a good synergy with Magnus.
Nothing else outside of that. You could maybe pick a troll or something I can still see working out.
Yeah, they banned the PA, which is the other really good one with Mag.
They could honestly just go Sven again. I'm a little surprised Black Ice isn't banning Sven. I mean, they just beat it in that last game. But, I don't know, the hero seems incredibly strong right now.
Yeah, they picked the Jug this time, so I don't think that Black Ice is going to be banning any more carries, but they might pick the Sven themselves. Well, I think Ursa could be pretty good. It's a good counter to Jug, and if you pick up an Ags, your ult is off CD a lot, which is good for Mines and Magnus ult.
Alright. Do we have any results in any other matches while we wait? No we don't. I don't know if there's like any really other. I think you just kind of have to ignore the techies in the draft at this point if you're Black Ice, like not really worry about it. Don't pull an odd Otters and forget to ban, basically. I think it might have screwed them over in that last game. Like, obviously it's not as big of a deal as like accidentally picking the hero you wanted to ban, like Alliance did.
Oh god, don't remind me. Tiger's such a good player, stop bringing it up.
Not as bad as that. Because teams have like overcome just not banning heroes before. Didn't like VP do that in a series once where they just didn't ban anything and they still won? Because like the other team got super greedy with their lineup. That seems
I don't
like
know.
a VP thing.
I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, it
or
does
at least
seem
back
like a
when
VP
VP
thing.
had that lineup of, you know, the VP picking every single hero during Summit team.
Yeah. Alright, so I think this Magnus has... I think you have to stick in the offlane now. It's gonna have a bad offlane matchup, but you can't put it mid because it kind of just gets dunked on by TA. I think you need to go with like a Wind Ranger mid and counter both the Viper and the TA with one pick.
Wait, is this Viper offlane then?
Yeah, I think it's Viper Tusk offlane. It's a pretty good offlane. That and Viper IO is another good offlane.
TA is the other hero that I haven't seen like ever, only in my pubs, and the player always is terrible at it. TA just really hasn't been able to do too much in games as of late. But again, December 15th or whenever, when everybody's busy playing Cyberpunk and nobody's going to be playing Dota anymore. Oof.
Yeah, I've kind of started to get excited for Cyberpunk. I hope it's gonna be good. They delayed it so much, and typically when you delay a game that much, it's not very good. But
yeah, I think that's gonna happen, and I think it's. I mean, I'm not really overhyped about it, honestly. We do get an Abaddon pick too. I mean, that's just countering the techies basically. You don't really worry about it too much, but I'm not like overly hyped. I still think I'm gonna enjoy it just for the story alone, but we'll see what happens. You're right though. Typically, when
well, it's definitely gonna have a lot of gameplay.
Yeah,
but on the other hand,
go ahead.
Oh, you can go ahead.
The only complaint I've seen like on reviews has been combat just being like meh. But I mean, that's kind of what I'm used to from CD Projekt Red games, because Witcher 3 also had kind of meh combat. So
yeah, but I mean, the game's supposed to have like 291 hours of gameplay with side quests and main storyline.
Yeah, when you
the main storyline is supposed to be like 150 hours. Yeah, and obviously, like you're gonna fuck around a bit, so it's gonna be more than that.
Yeah. Hopefully they delayed it because the map is like incredibly dense and it just takes a lot of time to develop something like that, and not because they tried to do way too much.
Yeah, well they're releasing the trade embargo 3 days before the game comes out, and normally when the game's
tomorrow?
bad, yeah. Oh, no, I think it's in 2 days.
2 days. It's
well,
Sunday.
Technically, yeah, because it comes out on the 9th, right? So the trade embargo would be released on the 6th.
And I think it actually releases Tuesday night.
Yeah, but like typically when a game's bad and the developers know it, they release the trade embargo on the same day that the game comes out, and they're releasing it 3 days early, so they must think that they have a good game. So hopefully it's good.
True. That's a good point.
Okay, so there's.
I think God of War, the trade embargo came out the same day though, so it's not always the case. But yeah, this is a really weird draft, by the way.
Yeah. Oh wait, it's Abaddon carry. Is it?
This is also the Abaddon like
yeah,
Warcraft
Mirage
set, I think. Right?
I don't know.
Do you know any of the Warcraft lore? Because I'm pretty sure Abaddon is like. Oh God, what character?
No, I don't know any Warcraft.
I forget. Shit. I should probably know that since I play WoW, but whatever. I don't pay attention. Anyway, they have Pit Lord picked alongside Techies. We also have Juggernaut, Magnus, so a little bit of synergy there from a couple of their heroes, and I think a Lich is thrown in there before the King cut away. Yes. I would ask you whose draft you like better, but I really don't think it matters. Like, this is kind of just a cheese game, is what it feels like.
I think it's just a cheese game from both sides, to be honest.
Dude, they picked Abaddon TA. That's not something you see every day. Although Abaddon, I think you pick because... Wait. Oh, the person's just restarting. I thought we were making the lobby. Okay.
Wait.
No, I think we're
Why
good.
does the Techies have boots? Is this some sort of new tech I don't know about?
I've seen this before. I think it's the Techies players have their own meta that nobody knows unless you're a Techies player. Like,
Oh, I think I know what he's doing. He's starting boots because he's just gonna suicide bomb constantly and just bring out more regen for the Underlord, so the Underlord can just win the lane. So like you just suicide, and if you don't have TP, you just
who's
run
in the
back
lane, though?
boots.
Honestly, they could maybe get away with
It's
throwing
gonna be.
Romjek bottom, but
Oh, they're gonna try and tri-lane, I think, maybe. Unless they're just going for a kill.
no, this is what they did last game though, right? They just TP bottom with underrated genius after like an early kind of aggressive move.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of hard to go aggressive against a Jug, Lich, and Techies, though. I guess they don't know the Techies is here, but even without the Techies, it's a Jug Lich. It's gonna be hard to get a kill on that.
Yeah. I'm not sure I'm a big fan of Dato being on a Viper. Just because you see the amount of work he does when he's on like this fighting initiating hero. I think you're right. He could have been on like a Mars or something. And had a lot better of a game. Obviously, this game hasn't even played out yet, so no idea. But I just think Viper isn't really like a playmaking hero. It's a buy utility items kind of hero. Same thing for Pitlord, though.
Yeah, but Pitlord at the same time can make a lot of plays defending one lane, teleporting to another lane, pressuring the tower, and then the enemy's like, oh
my
the Underlord.
God.
Oh,
How
yeah,
is
this
that
suicide.
enough? Sasquatch is gonna die as well. Alright, Silu already knows what he's doing. He actually ran all the way here. They're not gonna be able to cancel this TP either. But yeah, he started out bottom, or he was in at least the base for a little bit, then he just runs all the way mid so they can get first blood onto Dato. Did give up a kill in the meantime, just because of Tusk. I believe that was Tusk dying. This is a very heavy damage offlane though onto Mirage. Luckily, Abaddon, as soon as he exits, doesn't care, but it's going to be a little bit before that comes.
They might need to be a little bit careful though.
Yeah.
I could just run them down.
This is the problem with playing into Abaddon. Jay just got super low right there too. I actually really like this level. First from Abaddon 2. Abaddon kind of owns Pitlord.
Once Pitlord has Atrophy Aura, I think it's going to turn the lane a lot, though. He's just going to click him a lot harder.
Sure. Yeah, because you can't really trade with him right now, of course, and it is up to that level too. Top lane as well. It looks like this was a blocked pull. Still Borko getting rid of that opportunity, so it should give Dato a little bit more space. Up to 6 CS already on the Magnus. This is mid lane Magnus Logical playing up against the TA. Basically, 2 melee heroes for the most part. And again, these are 2 mid heroes we're not really used to seeing. Is this like a TA favored matchup? I think it's probably Magnus favored just because of the Empower.
I actually don't know, because I think the Psyblades can really screw with a melee hero. But at the same time, if Empower hits through hits either through refraction or knocks off the charges, it could be very Magnus
It
favored.
looks like it knocks off the charges. It doesn't hit through.
Yeah, so that's really good for Mag, because if the TA is standing too close, you just get rid of the charges by hitting creeps.
Yeah, because I think there's
And
a
if the TA
damage
gets too aggressive,
minimum,
you
right?
overpower.
Only instances of 5 or more damage trigger refraction, so it does trigger refraction.
Alright, yeah.
But like, I don't think there's really any damage source in the game that actually gets rid of it. Maybe Yules does 10 damage, right? Or is it 20?
I don't know, but it definitely, you can definitely block the Yule's damage and blink out with refraction, so it's over 5.
It does get rid of a charge though, if I remember correctly. Because I remember when they first like clarified how much damage like refraction took, there was like some damage source that you could still avoid. Or it's level 1 Ion Shell potentially, because it does damage over time. think level
Yes.
1 Ion Shell.
So
can't get
Yule's
rid of
actually does.
torches. Wait, how much does it do?
Okay.
Come again?
It,
Oh my
It
gosh.
does 50.
Holy crap, that's actually a decent nuke. 50 damage?
No, they actually killed Undying. I thought if anyone was gonna die in this lane, it was gonna be someone on the Radiant or Abaddon.
Actually up. Techie's doing a lot of work. I think, like you said, just running around. This is early Tranquils as well. I respect this.
I no longer like this Techies player. Why did you build Tranquils?
This seems like a good Tranquils game if you're spamming Blast Off all the time.
You're not gonna be spamming Blast Off come 10 minutes. If you're spamming Blast Off at past 10
Logical
minutes,
might have
there's
just
a
gone a bit
problem.
too far mid, especially with the shards follow up. No, he doesn't quite have the shards yet, but is it going to be enough damage? The right clicks from Steel Borko wants to continue to chase. Look at the refraction. It's the side blades from way downtown.
I don't think Logical was expecting that. He had a Fairy Fire. I think he was trying to bait the Tuscan farther, but he just got sidebladed.
I didn't think TA had a target even. Silo able to contest the pull just slightly. Still getting kind of low to this Undying, but will just deny himself because that's Techie's gaming for you. If only Techie's got changed to be like Pudge, where you couldn't deny yourself. Oh, what a game. Although then Techie's would be terrible, but who cares? We actually, Tusk is incredibly mobile this game, by the way. It's been moving around quite a bit, basically just leaving Dato alone in the off lane, and I think that's fine for them, right? Like, this is kind of a non-aggression lane. They can't really kill the Juggernaut. Maybe if they hit a nice shards, they can make something happen, but while he has that spin, it seems pretty hard.
Yeah, they can harass him, but I mean, it's a Juggernaut. As long as he has mana, he can just pop Healing Ward, and now he even has a Morbid Mass, so he really doesn't care.
Maybe go on Sasquatch instead. Steel Barco gonna try and contest. Does get a nice shards. Is there a Viper over here, though? Can't quite continue to follow that one up, and now Steel Barco might just get spun on. He does have a Snowball to dodge a lot of this spin damage. And Dark will just back off, not committing any further. Probably a smart move right there. And the Techies really hasn't placed too many mines, really. We're kind of just seeing mostly the suicide build right now. Maybe looking for the ultimate. He does get spotted out, looking for a mine. There's the silence. No, he actually never uses it. He's losing a lot of his health right here. Undying is actually doing a really good job. Basically, every single time he pops Blast Off, he's going to deny himself. If Undying is able to keep up the strength.
Well, it doesn't matter your max. Well, it matters your max health, not your current health.
Well, true.
So, like, it's only going to take a percentage no matter what.
Look at this dive from Romcheck. He's all the way into the jungle, but he's not quite going to kill him. He does spot an Ancient stack. And it would have been... Oh, yeah, it's actually just jugged dead in the top lane. I saw the health fall, but didn't quite get up there in time. They do spot Silo over here. They're going to get the scan as well. Romjack, this is very nice for him. Able to farm up the Ancient stack here.
This is actually huge. They don't have anyone actually capable of contesting the TA doing this.
They kind of just run at it with Jay, but they see it's already gone. They get a nice silence from the Techies, but can they really follow this up with anything? They just still don't have the RP to bring down Romjack. It's 4 heroes mid lane, and even Mirage thrown into the mix. A huge rotation from Otter. But really nothing going for them. Dark's actually TP'd bottom as well. I'm pretty sure Spin gets rid of refraction charges too. I would assume it does anyway. Mirage does have an ult up, I believe, so he should be fine here. Might be able to run down Sasquatch even if they want to try and dive the tier 1. No fear there. Underrated Genius gets the last hit with the heal. Dark throwing a healing ward back into the trees. Needs to try and get away from this using the tombstone way underneath the tower. So it's a lot of gold going to Dark there. And look at the CS on Romjack. 64 at 8 minutes. This is a really great start for TA. I mean, Logical trying to do all he can to hurt the farm a little bit, but you're already losing out on a lot because of that Ancient stack. They will look top lane, this time bringing down Jay. This hero's supposed to be tanky, but not when you have tag team, plus the magic damage from Dado.
Yeah, the break on Viper's pretty good against it. Surprised that they picked the Underlord this late against the Viper. But I guess it was just good against the Abaddon.
I mean, yeah. You basically don't care about the Atrophy Aura, right? Like, you're going to get your damage anyway.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to be sitting here for a while because all that means an early lead from Black Ice means this game is going to go for like 3 hours because there's a techies in it.
Yeah, they do have a good tower pusher into her techies though, like TA can just refraction.
Well, same thing with Abaddon too, I guess. It's
Yeah.
a little bit different, but still. You're not going to like immediately die to mines. Actually, you might if there's enough. I can't remember how that works.
I think if they blow up simultaneously, I think you can kill them.
I think if it all happens at once, the damage still comes through. Not able to actually kill the mine there, it's just a bit of damage, but they will just run down Sasquatch again. It looks like there's an Omni Slash being used as well. Onto the Undying. It isn't 1-for-1 at the moment. The two supports dropping. Silo needs to try and get out of this with the Suicide. He's going to wait now. Does get the Stasis off, but it's not connecting onto the Tuscan. Now still Borko, not having a Snowball, is still able to run away. We'll be able to pick up the 10-minute bounty run there too for Jay. And back to just farming and we go. Dado has not left the top lane at all. I mean, Dado's basically just trying to keep up with TA, but TA, this is just insane. Basically hitting 90 CS at 10 minutes. Incredible stuff from Ramjek at the start of this game, and it should put him on top of Network too. Yes, it does, by quite a bit. See if he can actually turn in anything. Again, TA really isn't that popular of a hero this patch. There's a lot of ways to deal with it. I think a lot of DOTs as well deal with the refraction. It's kind of hard for a TA to get started, but we're seeing how well he can farm. Sasquatch is probably going to die again in the bot lane. We do have a snowball coming out from Silborko, but immediately as that's gone, Dark can just lay into them with the right clicks. Underrated Genius, able to live for now, not gonna die, but he runs back in with the shield. He just dies afterwards, but maybe it was a bait because Ramshek is down here with the Blink Dagger. Usually you see these TAs going for Deso first, but he actually goes for the Blink Dagger. Logical coming in with the RP. They do have refraction backup, so they can't get the kill. And now we get a TP down from Dado. Should be able to finish. Gets a slow onto Logical. And now Logical, without a skewer, has no way to get outside of this. Has to go for the TP. Is it enough? No, it is not. Ramshek gets the double kill.
This is starting to look a little bit rough. This Abaddon pick is coming in very clutch. Even as a carry, the Aphotic Shield is just keeping his teammates alive.
Yeah. I mean, that's why the hero was like so big as the support hero a couple of patches ago, and you just stick it in the top or in the safe lane. Make sure your carry stayed alive, but even right now, like, there's so many ways to deal with this techies. Like, it's hard for Jugger to pick targets right now. Borko's not even 6 yet either. I might just look for Dark in the jungle. Probably not going to kill him, but we'll split some XP at the very least. I think they see him too. Kind of hard to bring him down. We'll get the Stone Gaze or the Sinister Gaze on top of him. They will get some vision too. He does have a Snowball to follow up very soon, but underneath the root you can't actually use Snowball. It's Logical going to go for a bit more, deciding to back off instead. Top lane, the tower drops to Dado. And TA just getting bigger and bigger.
I think this game's really going to matter once this Jug picks up the MKB. If they can get a couple good fights off that, then I think that's how they win. They just need some big RPs with the Blink and the MKB on Jug. And if that doesn't work out, then I think they're going to be in a very rough situation.
Still got a little bit before that comes out. Basically, I mean, the Demon Edge is the biggest component there, and he's about 1,000 gold away. Basically, 3,500 away overall. Dark trying to run down Underrated Genius. He does have an Omni Slash if he wants to use it, and he will eventually use it. Popping the Mask of Madness out as well. All of the hits going on to the Undying before Dado can get any. Going for the TP away. Do they have the cancel? Yes, they do. The spin TP cancel with the punch, and now, unfortunately for Dark, that just means you dead. Mega kill streak for Ramjak, and also a double kill at the same time. And I believe that essentially guarantees he gets Deso before 14 minutes with like 1 CS. What a game for
pretty
TA.
crazy.
I mean, 14
They're gonna
minute
take
Deso
over this
blame.
game very fast.
God damn. He's got to be like a TA player or something. Usually, when you have that good of a game, it's just
He's
a
a
strong hero.
level 25 TA.
Oh my god. Okay. I must have
He's
missed
a
that
real
too, but yeah.
hammer, so yeah.
He's just going ham. You can't go anywhere near this. Maybe kill him with the mines if he can get refraction? I mean, he doesn't even need to care about the mines. There's nothing they can do to this hero. He can just keep going too. They do have a root thrown out. Now he needs to be careful. Basically, the only thing they have to deal with it is the Firestorm. In terms of damage over time, you have to keep this TA locked down. And as soon as he gets BKB after this Deso, which immediately he queues up, they can even take Roche right now. With just the Deso on TA, who's still going to look for more. Looking for Dark this time. He needs to get out right now because I think he can actually pick up this kill. Look at the damage. Basically bringing him down to half health with 3 hits. That's supposed to be your core. Should probably pull that up. This is Master Division, Civic. I don't know how long ago you commented that, but this is... Oh, why did I say Master Division? Premier Division. No MMR cap, so sign up with whatever team you have. Most of these teams like play outside of RD2L as well, of course, like in actual professional tournaments. We do have a bit of a fight going on mid. It's going to get caught inside the snowball, going down at the same time as Jay. Underrated Genius falling at basically the same time. Mirage in the middle. There's 2. Look at the work that, oh my god, Ramjak and Mirage are putting in. Silu does get a deny, but this is just getting out of hand.
Yeah, that tombstone on the high ground.
Oh my god. Okay.
That might have been a rage GG there.
Why do you... Okay, I get rage quitting. That's fine, but you picked a techies. Like, I thought you weren't taking this game seriously anyway. Like, that is something.
Your drafter and your techies player might not be taking the game seriously, but your other players still might.
Oh, true.
I think you have to be a little bit careful with those.
I feel like if you're picking a techies, though, it's a team decision, right?
I think if Snow ever picks me techies, it will not be a team decision. It will be a Snow decision.
Got it. Okay. Well, that was a series. I don't think we really got much of a game 2, but game 1 was really close. Like, I'm honestly, I think if Otters doesn't pick the techies and they go for a legit draft, like, they're fine in game 2, but basically Black Ice just drafts around the techies, you know, with Abaddon TA. Nothing really to counter.
I personally think they needed to go with a TA counter, like a Wind or something that can deal with the TA and the Viper, but instead they picked this Underlord, and it's a pretty hard Underlord game. You know, like he had the lane versus Undying Abaddon, he's against a Viper, he's against a lot of burst damage, just high damage. It's tough to deal with.
Well, kind of an early end, but that'll be it. Yeah, it is the level 25 TA, by the way. That's... God damn.
Yeah.
What is this?
Gotta get to level 30 now.
What is this GPM, actually? This might just be crazy. Only 635, okay. I thought it would be like something
635 this early in the game.
True, 635.
Well, 635.
Yeah.
16 minutes, yeah.
Anyway, that's it. Thank you, Arturius. It's been real. Thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
I was going to have your captain on, but he ditched out on me to play Soma, of course.
Yeah, so I was watching the stream before the.
I was
before
watching before he got on.
this game started.
But anyway, thank you so much for tuning in as well. It's been great. Everybody have a good Friday night.